Hello, everybody, and welcome. This is the Apostate Prophet. I hope everybody's having a fantastic day. How is everybody doing? How's everybody doing? It's been a while since I went live last time, so I'm sorry for being late. I don't really know how to go live anymore because I forgot because I haven't been live in a while. And it's just going to be me today because David is doing some boring stuff at some dumb conference or something. So I had the great pleasure over the last few days of attending Modern Day Debates DebateCon. And there at Modern Day Debates DebateCon, yeah, okay, I'm not sorry. You're right. You're right. I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry. Okay, I'm not sorry that I'm late. I don't care. How about that? I'm not sorry. So, I was I was attending DebateCon, and there during DebateCon, I had 2 debates. I was there with IP. IP had 2 debates, and a lot of other people P too. David didn't have any debates. David wasn't there. And Andrew Wilson and Daniel Hikikachu had a fantastic debate. I thought that debate was fantastic. I think it is most definitely fantastic. Most definitely fantastic. Yeah, David is hanging out with Mike Winger somewhere. I don't know. He's hanging out with Mike Winger. Tatiana said, "Hate slow mode. Become a channel member and chat freely." This is true. When you, if you become a channel member, you can actually disregard the slow mode and chat as you wish. That's pretty cool. So, shalom from Israel. Shalom back to Israel. Shalom, 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 shalom. Ash, you have your channel back. I know you just told me earlier that you got your channel back. So Ash was banned from YouTube for no reason at all, and now you just got your channel back. So I'm really happy about that. Ash Mays, your channel is back. Your channel is a good one. It's a good one. It's growing nicely. So I'm happy that it's back. Zach Gelpy says, "It was a pleasure meeting you this past weekend." Oh, there you are. Hey, I recognize you. Yes, it was great meeting you. It was before I even review the debate, I need to say a few things about how things went down at DebateCon. So these days I'm not really in a fantastic mood, and I had these debates planned in advance. One of the debates that I was supposed to do was with Javad Hashmi. In fact, let me check if that debate is public now. It probably isn't yet. So I was supposed to debate Javad Hashmi, and I wasn't really excited about it. I kind of didn't really want to do it, I thought I have too much going on right now. I don't really want to do it. Maybe something happens and it's canceled. But then I thought I am going to do it. And just when DebateCon was about to happen, some other guy named Junior on Twitter, some weasel, came and also wanted to debate me. And apparently he was fine with any topic that I would offer. So I said, okay. I looked at his Twitter feed a little bit. Apparently I have him blocked. So I looked at his Twitter feed and I saw that he recently makes the great claim that Islam is the one true religion. So I said, all right, I want to debate him on the topic, is Islam the one true religion? So he accepted the debate topic and I went there and debated that with him. First, I debated that on the first day. And man, I hated that debate. I really got frustrated. You could see that I got frustrated during that debate. I think that's going to be published later on after all the others are out. It was a Palestinian Muslim who wanted to debate me. He's also a Hamas supporter, open Hamas supporter. So, of course, I went there with the FCK Hamas shirt and debated him right there. It was quite painful. But then on Sunday, I was supposed to debate Javad Hashmi, and it actually went quite well. So it was quite good. The funny thing about the Javad Hashmi debate, and I'm sure it's going to come up when we review it and when we talk about it later on. Apparently, Javad, who wanted to debate the topic with me, Christianity or Islam, which one is more violent, had prepared for years for that topic and is currently writing his dissertation on the topic. I prepared for like 3 hours. It's not a good thing. You know, I should probably change that a little bit. But I only prepared for like 3 hours, and that's David and I joke about it sometimes, how we prepare, because that's basically what we do. We we have these things of like preparing for a topic together, doing a 2-on-2 debate, and then last day, right before the debate, David and I get together. Hey, what should we do? That's how we roll, apparently. But the highlight of this debate was Andrew Wilson and Daniel Hikichu. It was so beautiful. It was so beautiful. The funny thing is that during this debate, so I really enjoyed what Andrew Wilson did. So what happened at first is Jake from Rattlesnake TV, he was also there. He also debated people. And so he came up to me at some point and said, hey, I need you to be there when Andrew makes his opening statement. He's got a very special opening statement. I really can't do an Australian accent. I'm really sorry. But he said, Andrew prepared a very good opening statement. I would really like you to be there and to listen to it. I want to see your reaction. So I was there for his opening statement, and I lost it, man. I lost it. I was laughing the entire time during during Andrew Wilson's opening statement, and I want to have a look at that, but especially during the back and forths. But I also want to have a little bit of an Andrew Wilson appreciation moment here. So Zach, thank you so much for being there. Aside from you, I also met a lot of other people. Many people that I met there were there just for Andrew Wilson. In fact, Andrew has such a fantastic audience and such a fantastic community and fan base that, according to James, 90% or so of the audience, or 90% of the people who attended DebateCon were there for Andrew Wilson. So almost everyone was there for Andrew Wilson. And I've had I had fantastic conversations with people among his fans and friends. And I also had some good moments with Andrew there. And we talked a little bit about how in the past we had a little bit of a fight and unfortunate series of events, and we basically apologized to each other and said, hey, forgive me, I forgive you, and all that. So everything was good. And Andrew is a great person in person. He's not really like his public persona that he puts on when he goes into debates, because that's where he puts on the tough side. In person, he's actually very, very soft. Just kidding. So this is the guy that I debated, Junior, unapologetic Muslim Palestinian. This is some guy who loves Hamas, who also openly says that he loves Hamas. Jesus is a Muslim. This guy was a complete idiot, and he actually thought that he won the debate. Although the debate topic was, is Islam the one true religion? And he said during the debate that he has not been able to prove that Islam is the one true religion, so he conceded the topic. But he also thinks he won the debate, which is very funny. I don't know. Anyway, we will get to that when it is out. Right now, I want to look at Andrew Wilson and Daniel Hikichu. Now, I must warn everybody. I must warn everybody because give me a second. Give me 1 second. I must warn everybody that this debate became very, 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 very explicit. There was some really, really offensive language and all that. So for all those who cannot handle offensive language and who may start crying, please be warned about it. For all those who have kids around, please be warned about it. Let's have a look at this. Wait, actually, let me take a few of these. SNRJ, okay, AP, after everything I have heard about you, I need to ask you a tough question. Please forgive me for the discomfort, but it is necessary. Sarilop or Bursa Siahi. I have no idea what either of these things are. Which is the best fig? I honestly have no idea, but I would say the first one. No, the second one, actually. All right. Cult Warriors, Andrew and Daniel, is there some way they can both lose? No, there isn't. AP Live by himself. Did you leave David's cult? Yes, I did. Oh, actually, you know what? Before we start, I want to say something about this here. So this is a hint at, this is a jab at Sam Shamoon. Because Sam Shamoon, about whom I really don't want to talk much, recently attacked me very harshly. And then once we started responding to him, he started crying and complaining. He did this whole thing of like, David Wood has a cult and Apostate Prophet, he's part of the cult and all that, which is really, really, really retarded. Currently, there is an event going on, an apologetics event, a theology something event. On this weekend, there was supposed to be a conference about faith, where the organizers invited me and others to go and speak there about Islam and similar matters. So I was supposed to go there and actually give 2 speeches. At first, I was supposed to give only 1 speech. Then I was asked to give 2 speeches about Islam, about Islam versus Christianity, Islam versus other religions, and things like that. So Sam Shamoon, after he attacked me thoroughly, and then we attacked him back, actually sent people over and so he sent his audience over and he told his audience to contact the organization and to tell them to deplatform me, to not invite me, to not let me speak at a faith conference. This is very funny because Sam Shamoon is also the same guy who claimed that we somehow, David and I, somehow wanted him not to be on the PBD podcast, which was completely made up. Neither I nor David care about whether Sam Shamoon goes on the PBD podcast or not. In fact, I've seen parts of the PBD podcast that he was on, and I actually didn't feel a single ounce of anger or regret or sadness about it at all. I thought he is one who can talk about Islam, so as long as he talks about Islam, I'm fine with it. He can bring good stuff there. That said, I think that in the long term, this guy should no longer be public because he's a horrible human being. But I didn't make a single effort to take him down or to prevent him from going to certain places. He, while accusing me of trying to cancel him, actually sent people to cancel my appearance on this conference. So the organizer got in touch with me and said that he received lots of emails from people. And that there was some controversy about me, about my private life. And I said to him, look, here, I can explain to you the situation right here. If you think I shouldn't be part of the conference for now, I'm fine with that, actually. And he said, yeah, okay, let's just, I will remove you from the speakers for now, but not because of Sam. But rather because of controversy and reputation and stuff like that. I said, yeah, that's fine with me. I appreciate that. It's okay with me. I don't. I actually felt relieved because I didn't want to, in the middle of this, be at a Christian faith conference and speak there. So I actually felt quite relieved about this. So it doesn't bother me at all. This is why I'm currently here, while David is at the conferences. But I just want to point out here that Sam Shamoon actually sent people over to ask them to take me off the speakers list while accusing me of trying to cancel him or something like that. It's like, this guy is just completely mentally unstable. Anyway, Shakespeare, what's up, Shakespeare? Men are from Mars, women are from Venus. Muhammad had the moon split because Al-Zud is from Uranus. John Handy, would you ever be interested in doing a live stream with Armin Navabi debunking pro-Islamist, pro-Hamas propaganda sometime in the future? I would always like to be live with Armin Navabi. I love Armin. Leo Wolf the Red says, watching Andrew debate leftist and Muslims is like watching Mike Tyson box a 10-year-old. Hey, careful with 10-year-olds. We're talking about Daniel Kikachu here. Dawa Troll around 112 when Daniel asked how much longer. When James answered, I heard Sam's wanted to make a clip. I got no skill and low IQ. That's fair enough. I don't blame you. All right, now let's get into it. Let's jump into it. Hey, wait a minute. I think IP, I know you're watching right now. I know you're watching IP. If you want to hop on, I'm going to send you a link. You can just hop on whenever you want. IP is watching right now and says he might join. So I'm going to send you the link. If you can join, just hop on. All right. Let's get started.
Reason Islam makes worse society.
Once again, strong language.
The reason Islam makes worse societies.
Wait, hang on. Did you see what Sam said tonight about you? It's brutal. Is he still talking about me, man? Like, I haven't said a word about him in forever. Is he still really talking about me? Are you serious right now? Damn, he is still talking about me. He is still talking. Did he ever answer my questions that I asked him? I don't know what he said about me, and I honestly don't really care, but did he ever answer the questions that I asked him? You know, actually, since it comes up and since he talks about me, I just want to put the questions up here. Before we get into the debate, maybe it's good to also talk about that for a second here. So, I asked Sam Shimon some serious questions, and I haven't seen an answer to that yet from him. So let's put this up here for a second. Right. So I asked Sam the following questions, and I'm really wondering if he's going to respond to this or not. Questions for Sam Shimoon. Do you swear before the Almighty God that you will answer all the following questions truthfully without excuse no matter what? 2, did you have sex with your former wife before you married her? 3, at this point or at any other point, did you have sex with her when she clearly did not want it, i.e. rape? 4, did you punch her? 5, did you hit her at other times? 6, did you once or more explicitly or implicitly threaten to beat her? 7, did you frequently or sometimes call her names such as a daughter of Satan or whore? 8, did you repeatedly call her loose or otherwise insult her and belittle her over her past relationships? 9, did you keep information about her and threaten her repeatedly during and after your marriage with exposing her and harming her reputation? I really wonder when Sam will answer these questions. When will he answer these questions? Did he give an answer to these questions? I really wonder. Especially this question here. At this point or at any other point, did you have sex with her when she clearly did not want it? Because that's what she said Sam did. All right, now enough with the piece of filth. Let's get back to this here.
The reason Islam makes worse societies is because they have a doctrine for cousin marriage. Now, notice Daniel didn't say, no, you can't fuck your first cousin and marry her. No. He didn't say that because he probably believes that you should. He probably believes it's fine. He probably believes something about like it protects inheritance or something like this, right?
Christians are also at the mercy of the same kind of IQ fetishists who want to transform the human race.
Wait, what? What am I doing for money? What the hell? I'm really, I really don't have like a great supply of money right now, so I'm not sure what the hell he's talking about. What am I doing for money? Wait, what? He didn't answer. He said you got all these questions from Hijab for donations. What the hell is that? Are you making this up right now? Because that sounds like that sounds incredibly retarded. So what? I really need to hear that.
Wake up, Andrew, wake up. Stop this stupid argument. 30 more minutes of Andrew saying that Muslims are dumb. Okay, that's great. I'll try to be more substantive. I'll try to be more substantive than that. So just listen to this. Thank you so much for your kindness. Thank you guys for being here. If you guys aren't excited for this one, I don't know what's going to do it. I am thrilled for this debate. It's going to blow your mind.
James is always thrilled.
It's going to melt faces off. So thank you for being here. Buckle up. We are getting started. So, as you know, the debate is Christianity or Islam, which is best for society. Before we jump into that, though, what I want to do is introduce our sponsor who helps make this possible, as these events are very difficult to pull off. But we are proud to have as our sponsor Main First Project, as they, similar to modern day, care about free speech and fair debates. We're thrilled to have...
Okay, skip this. Skip this. They don't pay me with it. They don't pay me for this, so skip it. All right, let's hear Daniel.
Yes. Thanks for being with us. Can you hear me?
There's an echo? Really, bro? I thought we solved this problem. Is there an echo if I just play it right here?
Yes.
Yes? Okay. Just a quick note. I want this to be a civil debate because right now there's a massive Zionist campaign to generate as much hostility between Muslims and Christians as possible. If I can say something nice about Andrew, I respect him for not being a shill for Israel. I think we can be civil, but also very critical of each other's religions without it turning vicious. The only ones who benefit from a Muslim-Christian civil war right now is Israel. What the hell? How does Israel benefit from that? How in the world does Israel benefit from that? Oh, wait a minute. David wants to join. All right. David's going to join in a second.
Which is stoking hate so that they can continue their genocide of both Muslim and Christian Palestinians while they bleed America dry. Let's keep...
Now, here's the funny thing. The only side that would actually, so here is the thing. This guy and others like this guy often claim that if we Christians and Muslims fight, then Israel will benefit from this. There's only one such thing going on here. Muslims keep talking about Israel because they want to distract the world from their own advances to taking over the West. That's it. If everybody keeps focusing on Israel, if everybody keeps talking about Israel, then people will talk less about the fact that Muslims are invading and taking over the West. It's working. It's brilliantly working right now. So many of the anti-Islam people keep talking about Israel right now and therefore are distracted from the fact that the Muslims just keep taking more and more and more and more and more. That's that. And Israel doesn't do any harm to Christians. If anything, it does harm to Islamist ambitions. And I'm all for that. Hey, what's up, man?
Yo, what's up?
What's up?
You hear me?
Yes. You hear an echo?
From who?
When you talk?
No.
No?
No, why'd you fix that?
I don't know.
I can only stay a second anyway. I have a paper tomorrow that I have to write.
Why are you here, man?
Oh, I just saw you run. I figured I'd say hi to everyone to be nice.
Wow, I got stuff to do and I'm busy.
Why are you reviewing this debate without me?
Because you are gone at some lame conference for like a week. What am I supposed to do?
One, you should have been here. But two, you should wait.
I'm not waiting.
No, we can always. We might have to review this one like 27 times.
Yeah, we might.
From what I've been hearing, I've only seen like 2 clips that were circulating on Twitter or something like that.
Dude, what is this, man?
What's up? What's up?
What's up?
I got bored. I thought I'd come to this instead.
Nice. Dude, I got stuff to do here. I'm busy. I want to review a video. I can't, like, why are you guys appearing here? What is this?
I don't know. It's ridiculous, man. People, these freaking white people.
Yeah.
Why aren't you working on a paper or something, man?
That's what you are literally supposed to be doing right now. You're the one that's supposed to have paper
I
tomorrow.
know. I just said I'm going to jump in. Said I'm going to jump in and say hi, and then get back to my paper, which will be awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, David.
What?
You know what I did? So on Sunday I debated Javad Hashmi, right, your best friend. So I was preparing for that. IP saw how much I prepared for it.
A whole minute. A whole minute.
Literally the day of the debate, I'm like, all right. So we went to church. And by the way, I want to reveal to everybody that IP came to me to the Orthodox Church that day.
Sure did. Went to
attend liturgy. So
I mean,
and then
I can either confirm or deny if that's normal or if that is out of the ordinary.
Huh, interesting. Then after we were done with church, we went back to the hotel. Then I sat down and I was like, all right, I have to prepare for the debate. So then I sat down and prepared for the debate for like 2.5 hours or something like that. And then the debate started. And then during the debate, we found out that Javad Hashmi was like apparently preparing for this topic for years and is currently writing a dissertation on it or something.
Yeah. He's literally writing a dissertation on Islam and violence, and AP destroyed him. Like my favorite part of the debate is I gave AP a bunch of studies to go over, and so he cites, Joshua Wright in this paper says this. So Javid, like in the middle of the debate, is like, let me look this guy up, but he doesn't realize that Joshua. Lo and behold, David, there's more than one person with the name Joshua Wright. So in the middle of the debate, he's like, my opponent here is citing Joshua Wright. He's not a scholar. He's a politician. So then, of course, AP does the normal thing and looks it up and goes, there's more than one guy named Joshua Wright. I didn't believe him. So I got up in the Q&A and I was like, are you confusing Joshua Daniel Wright with Joshua David Wright? And he's like, oh, yeah, maybe I must have made a mistake. As soon as I said it, he's like, yeah, okay.
I have to say, despite everything, so I mean, I did clearly.
By the way, AP, that can all be combined. That can all be combined into one little video, right?
Yeah.
Like you cite the source, then you play the clip of him. Oh, you've been humiliated. He's a politician. And then you saying no, and then IP going, are you confusing these two guys? And then just dumb look on his face.
Yeah.
Fade to black. Boom.
The thing is, I must say, I usually don't make this claim very often, but I did win the debate. But it also wasn't very hard because it was a very, it was very easy. Because the problem is, the debate topic was Christianity or Islam, which is more violent. He agreed to the debate topic. Then he came into the debate and he said, I'm not here to argue that Christianity is more violent. I'm here to argue that neither is more violent than the other. And the question actually doesn't make sense. Like, are you serious, man? Why did you agree to the topic then? So, and I have to say, I have to give credit. He was very, very friendly and very nice. And I actually really enjoyed the debate. I actually really enjoyed the debate. Yeah.
He was an evil scumbag when he would message me.
Well,
like worse than Dawa level.
Probably just you. It's probably just you. But
why don't these guys like me? I don't even know.
It's almost like we became best friends or something, you know. So.
Oh yeah, he was super nice to me. He sat with me at dinner, super friendly. Talked about stuff. Was really, really appreciative. He was very, very appreciative of the work I do, which made me kind of go, "Is this a trick?" But no, he's like appreciative of me going after people like Pikachu and of course the Dawa Bros who we can't stand. But yeah, I was surprised. He was super nice. It was super friendly. I'd totally have a beer with him if he could drink.
Yeah. No, that was pretty good. So, David, what's up, man? Are you gonna just sit there in your OnlyFans position, or are you going to say something and leave? What are you doing?
Oh no, I'm probably going to cut out in a minute and write the greatest paper that's ever been written.
Okay. So, all right, let's continue then. I'm going to watch this video.
keep that larger context in mind. So the first slide, which is best for society, Islam or Christianity? Next slide. The answer depends on which standard we use to judge, traditional or secular liberal values. Traditional values include belief in God, prayer, marriage, and gender roles, opposition to degeneracy, and commitment.
Now, the funny thing is that this entire opening statement by Daniel Kikuchi becomes completely useless and irrelevant as soon as as soon as Andrew Wilson starts speaking, because it all then focuses on the one thing that Andrew says throughout the entire debate, and Daniel walks right into it and can never get out of it. It's just,
Andrew's good at that, man. Hey guys, for anyone who missed it, back this was like what, a year or two ago, but he was debating Muslim Lantern on Muhammad's relationship with Aisha, and Muslim Lantern's position was, yes, Muhammad had sex with a 9-year-old girl, but it didn't harm her. And so Andrew said, well, I've got the research here. It shows that the length of the vaginal canal of a 9-year-old girl is 2 inches. And therefore, if Muhammad didn't harm her, he must have had a penis approximately 1.8 inches or smaller. And what made it, oh yeah, so it's hilarious because he's like got visual aids, and he's like, in this lipstick tube, which chapstick tube or whatever, he's got these visual aids for everything. And then the funniest part was Sneeko trying to not burst out laughing the entire time because he's trying to be a good Muslim. And yeah, that was classic Andrew Wilson. But it's the same thing. He'll pull out, he'll use some argument, and
he said pull out.
It's over. It's already over.
Yeah, he'll pull out, but not in the Zut sense.
Yeah. All right.
To nation and shared culture. Secular liberal values include...
Honestly, I don't even want to listen to his opening statement because it's completely irrelevant.
Yeah, go to Wilson's opening statement. I mean, honestly, because this whole opening statement, Daniel wasted so much time because he didn't use any of this. It was irrelevant. And the funny thing is, you see on that list marriage, like he used that again. Wilson used that against him in his genius because, yeah, you guys value marriage to your first cousins. Like,
oh yeah, let's
the secular idea of progress. This happens because traditional values are based on duties. Preserving religion requires imposing duties on people to worship. Preserving family requires imposing duties, limiting sexual freedom, and providing care for children and the elderly. Preserving a nation requires duties to uphold shared norms, honor national symbols, or limit immigration. So preserving traditional values necessitates all these duties. The problem is duties are hard work requiring personal sacrifice. Because of this, duties necessarily restrict individual liberties while also generating inequality and discrimination. This is a problem for secular liberalism, which strives to free people burdened by duties. So the secular liberal system...
Why does he keep saying duty, man? What is this? Okay, so Christian solutions ban OF, prayer in school, no trans kids. Islamic solutions, paradigm shift of Sharia, strengthening duties, principle rejection of liberal progress, and so on. Anyway, who cares?
Dehumanization.
Thank you very much for that opening from Daniel.
People clapped.
They're
two people.
polite, yes.
I've got the timer set for you, Andrew, on your first word.
AP, how many Muslims showed up?
Good job, man.
Hey, Isa is here. Isa Kabir. Hey, fam. We were there and saw all the craziness. I think we almost all felt bad for Dan, the man. Being simple and focusing on one point is really strong. Hey, didn't you? Weren't you alone with Daniel Kikuchi in an elevator? IP.
Okay, so yeah. I went up to my room to floss, and then I was gonna go to the 4th floor to get AP. He'd already gone down. I didn't know, but I come around the corner, and there's Daniel staring at his phone, and I just stood there and waited for him to look up. And he looked at me and went, "Oh." I'm like, "What's up, man?" He's like, "I'm like, you're still here? I thought you would have left by now." He's like, "Well, no, I thought when I originally booked everything, I thought I'd be here for 2 days, but then A-Puss turned down my debate topic, and so did you." And I'm like, "Yeah, well, you turned down the 4 debate topics I suggested, and I turned your 1 down, basically." He's like, "Yeah, well, your 4 different topics were boring." And I'm like, "Yeah, so was yours." And then he made some comment about, "You think debating Christian love, if that's important, is boring?" I'm like, "Yeah, I didn't even want to debate with him because I'm like, this is stupid." But then we got in the elevator and didn't say anything. I got off on the 4th floor, but I was like, that was so awkward. He's just, I don't know. He was in civilian clothes. I think he was going to the gym because we didn't see him at all at any more of the debates. He basically went to the Wilson debate, got crushed, and then went to his room for another day and did
I
nothing.
mean, it was a horrible thing, and everybody was laughing about him after the debate. So it was probably wise of him not to be seen anywhere.
It was.
Fortunately, none of this was recorded, so no one else will ever know about it. Can you imagine if there was a record of the things he said?
That would be so horrible. Yes.
The funny thing is that there was a time where he was like, oh, Pulse wants to debate me, but I will never debate him. He can just keep crying. And then after I debated him about the whole Israel-Palestine issue or Israel-Hamas thing last year, he suddenly started challenging me to debates again because he wants revenge because it went so poorly for him. And now he's upset because I don't debate him anymore.
No, that's true. I mean, it's the same thing I've been saying with the Dawa guys. Not lasting long. You know what I mean? Every Dawa guy comes out and he's got his new way of doing things, his new way of tricking people, and it will work for a while. And then people catch on to it, and then it stops working, and they don't know what to do, and they start scrambling around and flailing for attention. That's where Daniel's at right now. So he came out with his, namely, he'll cite 27 studies in his opening statement. No one's read those 27 studies, and they take his word for it. It sounds like all these scholars agree with him and so on. That fell apart when he debated IP, who went ahead and read all this stuff, and then the cat was out of the bag. He completely misrepresents, doesn't understand, or just flat out lies about what's in the sources. So he was exposed, and then AP spanked him, and it's just been loss after loss for him after that. So
I didn't spank him.
No, not in the zit sense.
Yeah.
AP spanked his bare bottom, and he has never recovered.
Dude, I mean, and you had him like last month he debated Avery and he pulled out a verse. They were debating the Islamic dilemma, and he pulled out a verse we use for the Islamic dilemma to try to refute it. And Avery, God Logic, had a field day with him. Like, you just cited a verse that we use and just like tore him to pieces on that. So he's just man, he's had a really
it's so weird. So despite the fact that Dawa guys don't last long, he just thinks he can pull out something and slide it in there and achieve something, but it doesn't work. Yeah.
No comment.
The fun thing about debate is you get to actually get in the mind of your opponent. What? What happened? Oh. The fun thing about debate is you get to actually get in the mind of your opponent. You get to study and dissect the things that they say and believe. After watching Daniel for hours, a few things became obvious. The first, he's a far better Muslim apologist than I am a Christian apologist, that's for sure. But he's far weaker on politics than myself and the nature of the world. The second is that he's an above average debater, but he ain't quite God tier. See, if I were Daniel and fighting from his worldview, I'd point out Christianity is fractured and weak, that Christianity is totally incapable of fighting back against the degeneracy of our time. Its impotence has led to social categories of degeneracy at levels nobody could have predicted, especially with the advent of the internet. I would point out Muslim societies don't work that way, that Muslims have feminism and degens under control, that everything in modern day Christians in the West are fighting for against degeneracy, Islam has already achieved in their lands. That's what I would do if I were Daniel. When talking about which is better for society, Islam or Christianity, this becomes a powerful argument. But I'd go a step further if I were Daniel. I'd also say my opponent will argue like an atheist progressive, that Andrew Wilson, the guy who promotes anti-feminist and egalitarian doctrine, is going to sit up here and act like an egalitarian progressive and cry about Islam being mean to the women and cry about Islam not being very nice to the gays. Well, you were fucking wrong. Sadly for Daniel, while this tactic would normally be effective against a sewing circle Christian, I'm not part of that cast, sir. Now, let me get into my argument for why Christianity makes better societies than Islam, and it's pretty simple. Islamic societies breed an inbred population. Next slide, please.
He literally just went right into that. I thought it was like a point that came up or something like that.
No, that
It was his entire thing, man. It was his entire thing, and he prepared this, and so he also explained it to us later on. Actually, he and a guy who works with him, with whom he prepares, we were talking to them, and he explained to us how he had it set in his mind that he's going to present this argument and Daniel is going to be trapped by it. And the other guy thought, I'm not sure if it's going to work. And Andrew was like, it is going to work. So, and it worked. Andrew made it work. He brought this topic and Daniel was completely trapped. He had no idea what to do.
Yeah, I wrote down time markers. So we play a little bit of Andrew. I can show you where you see Daniel's brain breaking.
Muslim inbreeding has been occurring at a high rate for about 1,400 years since the early Islamic period, encompassing most of the land still occupied by Islam today. It spread from the 8th to the 15th century, moved into Persia, North Africa, South Asia, where it remains and has created some of the dumbest fucking human beings on planet Earth. The most common type of inbreeding is first cousin marriage. The rates of first cousin marriage in comparison to Christian nations is staggeringly high, even in comparison to regions occupied by Arab Christians. When a nation has both Christians and Muslims, Muslims are often double or higher than Christians. Example, India, Lebanon. Next slide, please.
Why didn't they put his slides on the screen, man? They put Daniel's thing on the screen, but they didn't put his slides on the screen.
Andrew probably didn't get him to them in time, and they wanted to get this up. This is a popular debate, but Daniel probably got his slides over, and Andrew's busy. He's got a bunch of stuff he's doing right now.
And he also,
someone should get Andrew's slides and then post this debate with his slides in there.
Yeah.
I
think they might do that on his channel.
Yeah, he might do it on his channel. Yeah, that'd be good.
He also explained that he prepared all of this in a very short time. So he might have.
Yeah, I talked to him like a week before the debate. I was like, "What's your strategy?" He's like, "I don't know. Send me whatever you got." So I sent him a couple papers. He didn't use them. He didn't need them, so it's fine, man. I mean, this was powerful stuff.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess that helps us understand Andrew's method a little bit. He's like, maybe he asked people for some input, not in the Zoot sense, but asked people for some input. He's like, hey, IP, why don't you send me some stuff and this and that? And then he has to think about it. And so IP's like, here, check out all these papers. This is powerful stuff. And then one of his other buddies like, hey, why do they keep banging their cousins, man? They keep banging their cousins. And Andrew's like, oh, that's solid.
Bingo.
That's solid. I'm just going to go with that one because they don't have to nerd out with all these papers and stuff.
So one of the graphics that he had there was included this, which is cousin marriage by country, put on a map. So you can see here very, very clearly that there is a high correlation between cousin marriage and Islam. That cousin marriage is especially high in Pakistan, but I think in Pakistan it's like over 60% or something. But it is only high in Muslim countries, and even in a country where there are Christians and Muslims living together, the Muslims in the same environment always have much higher rates of cousin marriage than the Christians, for example. So there is just something about Islam and cousin marriage, which is beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Muslim inbreeding. Oh, sorry about that. Pakistan at 65%. 65%, meaning more likely than not, you're having sex with your cousin, and if you're not, you're the weird one. Okay? For the low IQ members of MDD, that means these people are more likely than not having sex with their aunts or uncles' children. Saudi Arabia, 50 to 58%, with an average 76 IQ. Who would have thunk it? UAE, 54%, 82 IQ. The crown jewel of the Arab world, you are more likely than not to be banging your first cousin. Iran, 40%, 80 IQ. Yemen, 45%, 62.9 IQ. Qatar, 30%, 80.8 IQ. Now, we're...
You can see Daniel Kikichu getting in trouble here
6.8 IQ. Now, we're going to continue, right? Oman, 36%, 78. Syria, 39%, 74 IQ. Turkey, 25%, 86 IQ. Jordan, 32%, 80 IQ. Egypt, 32%, 76 IQ. It goes on and on and on, and it just never gets better. Next slide, please. Thank you. Compared to Christian countries, let's take a look. Usually less than 1%.
Based.
Now, I wonder why Christians build better societies, ladies and gentlemen. Now, let's keep going. We want to pull up the slide here. Moving right along. As countries become more Christian, inbreeding declines. Right? We can see this from church intervention in Spain. 20 to 30% post-Reconquista, Catholic Church banned cousin marriages for commoners. Papal dispensations sold for royals. Italy, similar high rates in the medieval period. The church enforced bans over the century. France, high medieval. Canon law prohibited marriage within 4 degrees of relation. Modern Western Europe, it's not just the cultural norm, but let me tell you exactly how much of a cultural norm it is. Even in European nations where marrying your first cousin is legal, they don't do it because of the ecclesiology. Isn't that wild? Africa shows the more Christians and less Muslim the societies become, the better they do. Let's just take a look at Nigeria. Okay, we can go down the list here. 50% Nigeria, 20 to 30% first cousin marriage. Isn't that crazy? Now let's move right on down. You can see South Africa, Muslim 1.5%, very low on to negligible in the national prevalence of cousin fucking. Whew. You can look at the list. It's pretty comprehensive. We can continue to go, right? The bottom 20 least productive sub-Saharan African countries. Wouldn't you know it? They're all Muslim. 99% Muslim in Somalia. Whew, very high. 60% first cousins. Anybody ever hear a joke about Somalian IQ? Let's look over at Niger. 99% Muslim. 60% cousin marriage. First cousin marriage. Let's take a look at Muslims. Then we're taking a look at Malil. It's a 90% population. High cousin marriage. In other words, everywhere Islam goes, the IQ goes like this because they all are fucking their cousins. Not joking. Go over to the next slide, please. I want to show you. This is a famous case. These are called the rat people of Pakistan. It's a condition known as microphalics, I think.
Actually, let me get to that. You might want to add anything you have on your mind at this point.
Yeah, so this was basically his whole point. I mean, because the debate is what makes better societies. Well, obviously, IQ will make better societies. Duh. And so it's very obvious Daniel did not expect this at all, did not prepare for this at all. He's probably looking on ChatGPT right now as we speak to figure out answers, because when he starts going through his answers, it sounds like he just Googled ChatGPT, because he's looking like point number 1, this, point number 2. Like, you know, you get like a list from ChatGPT. That's what it really came across as. And like one of his points was like AI, you know, AI is going to level us out. I was like, you're an idiot, man.
So he was presenting stuff like this at this point to point out
really sad
results of inbreeding and all that. So
yeah,
that's what he was talking about.
I think I'm pronouncing that right. I have no idea. And it's caused by excessive inbreeding. When's the last time you went to a European country and saw that? You don't see it. Inbreed, yeah.
Somebody said London in the
audience. You don't see it. Inbreed, yeah. Now, hang on. Next slide, please. As we continue, let's just take a look here at the casual link between cousin humping and low IQ. Basically, there's increased homozygosity, I think that's how it's pronounced, for deleterious recessive genes, and it is the strongest causal link for why the IQs are so low. Genetic risk. Inbreeding raises the chances of inheriting 2 copies of harmful recessive genes. Brain development impact. Harmful genes can impair neurodevelopment, reducing cognitive potential. IQ reduction evidence. First cousin offspring lose 3 to 4 points on average, and closer inbreeding can cause larger deficits. They've been at it for 1,400 years. Whew. Higher prevalence equals greater risk. Populations with widespread cousin marriage show more individuals with lower cognitive performance. Generational compounding over successful generations. Harmful genes accumulate. One of the big Muslim copes you'll hear from Daniel tonight. Well, it's only 1.5% for genetic, problems for normal people who aren't having sex with their first cousin. Well, that's true. He said it only doubles to 3%. That's very low. No, it compounds.
It only doubles.
First cousin, and then those kids hump their first cousin, and their kids are, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, down the line. Guess what happens to your IQ? Guess what? You'll never guess. Anybody got a guess? It goes down. The negative consequences of a low IQ. 80 IQ versus 100.
Look at Daniel. Look at Daniel.
The negative consequences of a low IQ.
Look at that.
80 IQ versus 100 IQ person. Income 50 to 70% lower. Welfare dependency 4 to 6 times higher. Literacy less than 10% at less than 85 IQ. Obesity up almost 2 times.
How in the world is my microphone suddenly higher?
Oh no, it's not. We hear you breathing a lot. That's what people.
Yeah, you probably have it on some auto setting where if you're breathing, it dials up.
Yep, that's what we keep hearing. Your nose.
How about now?
That's fine. Yeah, that's better.
All right.
Disease up almost.
I'm gonna cut out and write my paper.
Write your freaking paper, man. What do you? Go do that. I want a copy. I told you.
Get the hell out of here.
Oh, you're definitely going to want a copy after you see it tomorrow and realize how awesome it is.
Oh yeah,
all
definitely.
Right. Catch y'all later. Have fun watching this. IP. You already
IP too.
You already reviewed this. AP's reviewing it now.
You too.
I think we have to review it again because I'm not going to see it right now. So we'll have to review it again. And then maybe revisit it once per week for the next year until people see the problem with this. Yes, we want people to be low IQ. That's good for Islam, and it's the only way.
I prefer the low IQ societies. I prefer the low technology societies.
Why do you want to be smart? Just be retarded. Being retarded is better. What's wrong with you? We all have to be retarded. It's much better to be stupid.
Dude, direct quote in the debate. We want to take you back 200 years. Direct quote in the debate.
We want to take you back 200 years and take you down 50 IQ points. And then everyone will be Muslim.
Like 109. Again, I prefer to turn the clock back 200 years. That's a direct quote.
Let's be retarded.
This is good stuff. Yeah, we need to clip all that stuff. And someone needs to make a many faces of Daniel Hakikachu from this debate theory, because he's making some hilarious faces. He used to have like a smug grin while people are talking and saying things, and now he doesn't look.
You will see it when you review it. This is I have never seen Daniel this angry. Later on in the debate, he starts shouting and getting really, really loud. He got really irritated, man.
Yeah, we're gonna have to check that out. Hey, we should review this debate when I get back. It'd be fun.
Hey, yeah, that sounds like fun. Huh.
It'll be based. All right, guys, we'll write a paper.
All right.
Have fun.
Get the hell out of here.
All right.
All right.
Let's get back to it. Actually, let me read a few super chats here. Ducky said, Baboon Shamoon lost the Lord's grace. Turn yourself and powerful. Can you turn on CC? Can I? I don't know if I can do that right now. Godlike Snake says, AP, did you see the debate Andrew had with Richard Carey? Richard brought up that you can't make claims based solely on logic without evidence, just like the QA guy said at your debate.
I don't remember that part of the debate. I may have stepped out. I may during the Q&A. I watched the whole debate. I checked out for the Q&A of that the Wilson Carrier debate.
I went to the debate. I went to Andrew after the debate was over, and I told him, "Hey, I heard you. I heard you did a good job, but it was very, very boring. So sorry, I didn't listen to the whole.
It was a slow. It wasn't like this. It was a slow cook. He got Carrier defined fascism as using force instead of persuasion and democracy. That was his definition of fascism, which immediately I saw Andrew's about to cook him. But it took a slow because Carrier kept trying to wiggle out of it. But I mean, eventually he got him to. He basically had Carrier screaming, well, on that case, it would be a fascist democracy, which would be absurd because on Carrier's own definition, he just created an oxymoron. And everyone was laughing because Carrier wasn't making any sense at that point.
Very, very good. Very good. Jesus says, how could Christians versus Muslim even be civil war? It wouldn't be civil. It would be civil versus uncivilized war. Inspiring Minecraft. Hey, inspiring Minecraft. Oh, good. IP and David Wood turning this into a based stream.
That's even more based than David's gun.
Leo Wolf the Red. Well, yeah, IQ is important. The average for Somalia is less than 70. I wonder what the average is for the rest of the countries influenced by Momo. You can check that out. David Kazashi says, bro, the stream was peak till the two nerds showed up instead of writing papers like nerds. I know, that's ridiculous. You shouldn't be here. Araxon UK, when I listened, video of your friend with Tourette's posted by you and David Wood made me feel he challenged same way as a Rain Man. That's pretty good. We should play that occasionally. I should occasionally play that clip. In fact, let's have a moment here. Let's have a moment right here. Who posted that clip? David Wood posted that clip. Let's see. David Wood. David Wood. David Wood posted that clip. Dude, what the hell? What? I was just going through David's Twitter feed, and so I'm scrolling down and I'm seeing this. Like, what? Am I the only one who thinks this looks kind of weird?
Yeah, it does look weird.
It looks like it's like a, it's meant to be a woman's body photographed from the bottom or something.
Pretty bad image, man. I just thought it looked weird, but I didn't know how. You're like, well, let me give you a mental image. You're welcome.
Well, I recently put it onto a toilet bowl, so I'm just thinking of different perspectives of how you can.
Very nice of Daniel to take that photo with you.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was beautiful.
Look at him. Very nice of him to pose that photo. For those who don't know, I watched AP sneak up next to Daniel, and Daniel's talking to somebody, and then he turns and looks at the camera and snap, and then AP walked away super fast. It was brilliant. It was perfect timing. Everything was perfect timing.
What actually happened first is, so I walked up to him with my shirt on. Of course, he saw me during the debate with the shirt, just walking around, and he was getting annoyed with it. So I walked up to him after the debate. As soon as he sees me, he looks at the shirt. Then, so I tell him, "Hey, I'm a huge fan. What's up?" And I reach out with my hand, and he's like, "No." He turns away. He turns away. So I said, "Hey, can we take a selfie together?" And he's like, No. So he turned away. I still have the photo actually on my phone of him turning away and me taking a selfie. And then I said to him, "Hey, but I like your dress." And he said, "Thank you." So I'm not sure why he said thank you, but that actually happened. I said, "I like your dress," and he said, "Thank you."
And I look over, and AP has given his phone to somebody.
Yeah,
and he's like, so she's like this, and AP's like sneaking up over, and then sits right there, and then Daniel just turns and snap.
Oh man, I've had fun with Daniel.
Not in the sense.
That's true. Anyway, I actually meant to play the Sam Shimoon clip, but now I don't want to look at it anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, here.
So whoever complained, let me say, you're a pig, you're an animal, you're a beast, you're a dirty dog, and you're good for nothing to be destroyed and sent to hell. Wallahi, Khalid Habib, my goal is to get your mother and piss on her and get the Shia to rape that whore, and then also sodomize you filthy dog. So what?
Yeah, very, very nice words, man. This is Sam. So,
Yep.
Anyway, Let's get back to beautiful things. Recycle bin. Pikachu sees South American countries as Christian. Although it is culturally true, the political foundations of those are more secular than America's. Probably. Paul, David Wood, Islamic Dilemma has errors in the Quran. Andrew Wilson, Muhammad had 2-inch. Stop effing your family. And both methods are good. They are kind of a little bit. I don't know how you feel about the Gospel of Thomas, says Naked Ape. A reading of it tonight made Islam look unclean to me. What? I don't understand.
I don't get it. No, but it's not scripture. It doesn't matter.
It's not scripture. Inspiring Minecraft said, the way Danny Boy overemphasizes his grates on my nerves. His teeth?
I guess so. I don't know.
0.5.
I don't know. We'll check it out. I've always had a hard time with duty. A ball pen, Paul Peenhammer. How the debate should have went. Cousin marriage increases odds of physical deformities and cognitive issues. Therefore, it is bad for society, while Christianity can avoid this issue. But okay, but we will see. We will see. Let's see.
5 times life expectancy, less than 70 IQ or 75 IQ, down 5 to 10 years. Why? Because, well, you might just look down the barrel of that shotgun when you're cleaning it. Moving over, arrests and incarcerations. 3.
He just went all in, man.
That's
He
really
didn't hold any punches back.
That's really messed up. So, yeah.
3 to 8 times higher. Violent offenses 4 to 6 times higher. Teen pregnancy 3 times higher. Child neglect and abuse 3 to 7 times higher. Intergenerational poverty 4 to 6 times. Almost every study available shows that IQ entering the low 80s, Muslim countries, affects nearly every aspect of life in a negative way. Economic prospects, criminality, mental, physical health, happiness metrics, and both at the individual and societal level. In fact, study shows that when a country has a sub-90 IQ average, they find it difficult to have basic innovation, infrastructure, professional class, and other basic needs of a functional society. Is that sounding familiar yet? Now, here's the thing that's interesting. Modern societies don't require everyone to be a genius. Just look at me. But they do rely on a distribution of abilities, and you can see their roles below. 70 to 85, basic job, practical skills, routine labor. That's Islam. That's almost every Islamic nation, ladies and gentlemen, 70 to 85. Sometimes up to 2 standard deviations lower. Whew. 85 to 100 would be skilled labor administrative support, 100 to 115 professional middle management, 115 to 130 engineer, scientist, doctors, specialized roles, the things they desperately need that they get from us. 130 plus innovation, leadership, high-level problem solving. Next slide, please. Inbreeding itself over generations causes massively compounds that lead to negative consequences.
So, Ape Dust Stuffs, AP, are you chill with Andrew again? I actually had a, yeah. So, I had been a little bit upset with how things went with Andrew, because the last time that we had a debate together, that Andrew and I had a debate together, which he lost. We actually went to the after party together, and everything was good. Everything was fine. We kind of talked about it, and we were friendly and all that. But then the next day, things started getting a little bit out of hand online, and we started fighting a little bit. And I was kind of trying to keep the peace. And then David did something about Andrew, and then Andrew got really upset about that and all that. And then I did a few wrong things. So Andrew actually said to me back then at that time that he doesn't really trust me anymore because of how things developed after that. And I actually really felt bad about it because I really liked the guy in person.
Yeah.
You know? So I think he and Rachel are fantastic people in person, in private.
Yeah.
And so when I arrived at the debate con, at first, when I first saw Rachel, she said hello to me. Then I saw Andrew, and he came up to me as soon as he saw me and was like, "Hey, how you doing?" I said, "Good, I'm fine. And he's like, "You're not fine. You're full of shit. You're not fine. I see you're getting attacked online." Of course, it's a very, very interesting way of caring for a friend. So we talked a little bit, and he was actually very, very personally caring and all that, and gave me some advice on how to handle things, and said, "Don't, ignore people when they attack you online and all that. It doesn't mean anything." So later on, when he had his debate here, and we had a little after party event at a restaurant, which was a quite cool event. I actually went to him and we talked a little bit further. And I told him that I feel bad about how things unfolded after our last encounter. And I said, I, on my behalf, when I did wrong things toward you, I want to apologize for those wrong things. And he turned to me and he said, you know what? I was also wrong. I also want to apologize. So he gave me a hug and said, do you forgive me? I said, I forgive you, man. Do you forgive me? He said, of course. So we hugged it out, and then he told me we have enough enemies already. So
yeah, that's what he talked to me about that too. He's like, we gotta make like a Christian coalition and start working together. We have too many enemies on the outside.
Yeah,
we can't be fighting on the inside. And then I'm like, that's what I've been on about for years. So I'm all in. So, and like, yeah, so I'm all willing to work with him. He said he's not perfect. He said he's made mistakes. Sometimes he loses his temper. It happens, but I mean, we're Christians. We forgive, we move on, and we don't hold someone's past against them if they repent and they seek forgiveness and penance and these things. And I think he's definitely a very sincere Christian. Yeah. I don't doubt his salvation at all. Yeah, I want to work with him. He's a really, really, him and Rachel, really awesome in person. No hard feelings against them at all.
Whatsoever. See, Jack Ray says Andrew Wilson did that. Andrew Wilson. Yes, he did. Yeah. That's what I mean. In private, in person, he's a fantastic guy.
On camera, like a lot of times you just see clips of him from like the whatever podcast, but you don't see what builds up to that. You don't see the pushing of the buttons and them like going after his family, and that sets him off. And yeah, sometimes he goes too far. He's human, but I mean, like they see those clips, but again, he's a very sincere, good Christian who really does help out and wants to try to help. Yeah, but is he perfect? No. I mean, but, sometimes culture needs this provocateur mentality. And in this debate, it landed perfectly.
Alhamdulillah. Anyway.
And you can see the risk curve there. You see how the genetic defects increase every single generation. Mm-hmm. Moving over. Just want to point this out on the last slide. Islam took an ethnic people that were at the heart of being the top of civilization. And through generations of Islam and inbreeding has turned them into the lowest IQ, some of the stupidest people on planet Earth. Literally. You think I'm being mean? I'm not. They're literally some of the stupidest people on planet Earth. Everywhere Islam goes, inbreeding increases and societies become worse. Where Christianity goes, inbreeding decreases, so societies do better in almost every material way. Let's just point out here, as I wrap this up. 1 second. So it's clear here that my argument summarized, though this isn't its entirety, is that Islam creates huge societies with large swaths of people with IQs so collectively low, they would be considered developmentally challenged, borderline retarded here in the West. Not kidding. Due to this side effect, force doctrine becomes the order of the day. Because the technological difference in capabilities of each people group is so vastly different, think Apollo mission compared to Starship Enterprise, Islam must literally bank on the benevolence of Christians to not wipe them off the face of planet Earth. They are basically the feminists of the East, totally reliant on the goodwill and benevolence of global Christianity, not to just not exterminate them. Okay? And take their resources, always appealing to the mightier.
Daniel Kikich is really enjoying this, man. He's having so much fun.
He hates it when the crowd doesn't like him. I saw it on stage when I was with him.
He does. He gets really irritated by the crowds.
Mm-hmm.
Force for their existence and the benevolence of that very people group who Daniel today is arguing doesn't make better societies, which is a laughable proposition. Even absent the degeneracy of a people group must be able to competently defend itself or bank on the benevolence of the people group, which can. And almost everybody is going to prefer the society that can. Imagine the irony here of arguing against the very Christians you find inadequate morally, yet bank on their moral benevolence to not wipe your low IQ fucking asses off the face of planet Earth.
Dude. Hey, what's wrong with you, man? Why are you yawning all the time?
Man, I've been running around all day talking to people, doing networking, ETS, and I've been telling everyone about this debate. Everyone's talking about, like, yeah, I'm going to go check out this paper. I'm like, anyway, Andrew Wilson just obliterated Daniel Akikichu's career. You got, like, it's like, dude, this happened. But yeah, I've been running around ETS up here in Boston talking to a bunch of people, being like, yeah, we'll do that, sure, yeah, okay.
Have some respect, man.
Yeah.
Stop yawning.
Sorry.
Well, I'm really curious right now. I'm really curious right now. I'm really curious right now about Zamjamoon.
Why?
Muslim apologist who'll be debating, or used to be. You know what he said? He even told William to share it with me and read it. Okay, here it is. William, let me know, because I'm about to wrap up so you can go to William. Look what he said. He goes, hi, William. If Sam can forward you David Wood's phone number and Apostate Prophet's number, look at this guy. He thinks I'm going to send him their phone numbers. There's a South African station.
I don't know what that is a fact. He's acknowledged it. Apostate Prophet. Me. Where did he talk about this stuff? He apparently
Said he's not gonna. That's good.
he apparently responded to my questions, but didn't respond to them. But accused me of somehow taking the questions from somebody else or something. I don't even know.
Whatever, man.
Anyway, whatever. I don't care.
Thank you very much for that opening as well. I wanted to take a moment to say,
no, they're not paying me. So, MT, did you guys see a Christian man had his cross snatched and was beaten bloody by a Muslim at UC Berkeley? Crickets from the Defenders of Christians. Did you see that, IP?
No, I didn't see it.
Oh, you got to look it up. Joe here says EE slammed by Al-Zud. Indeed. David Wood, I'm writing about ASPS. Would you like to be in it? Yes. Dan getting completely crushed and humiliated, not in the Zut sense, in a room full of Christians, is always the highlight of my year. I find myself looking forward to it now. LOL.
Mm-hmm.
It is indeed. It is beautiful. It is beautiful. Leo Wolf, after the debate, Daniel went and cried to his cousin, uncle, daddy, and was comforted by his cousin, auntie, mommy, his cousin, nephew, son.
Very Islamophobic.
Catholic light apologetics. Whatever you want to say about Daniel, he is not a coward. He has performed many mass debates on child and cousin marriages.
Yeah, that's the one thing you can say about him is, like, you have these nut jobs like Fareed that are like, oh, these apologists are so dumb, and then never debates. At least Daniel shows up to get humiliated. Okay, got to give him credit.
That's what they do. That's what they do. Al-Vutu Akbar, Islam, a curious blend of cousin marriage and MAPs.
I call them pedophiles.
Please don't get generalized about an entire population based on only 98% of the population. This is true. Thank you for pointing that out. Go top music. Dawa guys don't last very long. Just end up exposing themselves. They'll just pull out anything and always have a hard time taking input. What's wrong with you? Thank you for being a member. Jor here says, but mom, Allah said we could lay in the same bed.
Oh, God.
Mark H. When I saw the preview play, I genuinely thought it was Mike Winger. Please forgive me, David. It is Mike Winger. While I might disagree with Andrew on a multitude of topics, I guess that's supposed to say it might, I have to admit, says Gabriel, bro cooked in this debate. He did indeed.
He cooked.
He cooked big time. He overcooked. Braden George, thank you. Did you hear Mojab Ren from God?
Oh, yeah. So the other day, like,
what happened?
I was talking to Avery, and apparently Muhammad Ajab reached out to Cameron Bertuzzi, Capturing Christianity. Give me an opponent to debate on the Islamic dilemma, but on one condition: he must have over 500,000 subscribers, which is stupid because that means he went and looked at all our channels and saw that we are under that. You know, David Wood, myself, Avery, and he's like, "Oh, okay. All the people talking about the Islamic dilemma, I'll just make that a prerequisite, so I don't have to actually have an opponent." And then he went live on his channel, like, trying to get Christians to debate him. And, like, it's like, did he know we were going to be at this conference up at ETS and we're busy with this all day? But Avery went live on Cameron's channel, and they called him out for all this this crap earlier today. I heard, so good on them.
Huh, that's funny. David, I'm sorry, but stop laying like that. It freaks me out. Also, watching Daniel freak out and me so happy driving home today.
Yes, yes. David, you only stand up to sleep. Why are you laying down?
David, what's wrong with you? Apostate of Allah, we need to go live together sometime. Oh, you made Daniel feel pretty by complimenting his dress. Yeah, I did. It was very cute. It was a very cute moment. I should have recorded that. IP, why didn't you take a video of AP? I would pay to see that. LOL.
I was laughing too hard. I didn't have time to get my phone out.
It was all very spontaneous, honestly. I didn't plan that ahead or anything. I just randomly thought, hey, wait a minute. I'm going to give somebody my phone and go over there and let them take a photo of me. To be fair, Sam is trying to stop insulting people, says London. Yeah, good luck with that. I hope he does that. And then I hope he also admits to all his wrongdoings, including rape and all that. So, Felicia, AP should have asked if Daniel Kikuchu's dress came in men's sizes. Anyway, I'm glad you're back, AP, and I hope IP and David Wood stay safe out there. God bless y'all. Indeed, God bless y'all. All right, let's continue here.
Please be sure your phones are on silent, and also please do refrain from recording or streaming any footage other than if it's TikTok length, that's fine. But we're going to kick it into 5-minute rebuttals. First with Daniel, the floor is all yours.
So this falls exactly into what I predicted. You argued like a libtard. This falls into exactly what I predicted. You argued like a libtard. How
in the world was that arguing like a libtard?
Dude. Andrew had a great response to this. It comes up later. He just basically says, libtard value. Don't F your cousin, libtard.
Saying that success is on the basis of IQ. Well, how are you going to argue tomorrow when you debate with an atheist that Christian IQ is higher than secular atheist IQ? In fact, the atheist IQ is much higher than Christian IQ. So your entire...
No, that's false.
It is not much higher.
No, it's false. It's like a couple points. It's like, I think like 4 or 5 points on average. But here's the thing about that. Here's the thing. I remember this from a video I did a while back called Are Atheists Smarter? So I did a whole video on this topic. Here's the thing. So atheist and Christian IQ in Western countries is the atheist is slightly higher, but it's like 5 points at the most. You wouldn't recognize that in society. That's so small. And the reason why it's slightly higher is not because atheists are more intelligent or more intelligent people become atheists. It's because this study it's called Analytical Atheism, a Weak and Fickle Phenomenon. That study points out that what happens is people that are low IQ in any given societies just tend to go with the cultural norm. So low IQ people in America just identify as Christian. But in Britain, where it's becoming more secular, low IQ people are now identifying with secularism or atheism. So in that country, it shifts. Christians apparently have slightly higher IQs in those countries. So because, again, the low IQ people drop the mean for the whole group. So that's the issue. It's not what you think it is. So Daniel doesn't actually know the research here.
So you're actually giving Daniel here some credit because he made a good point, because people who have higher IQs tend to be more likely to deviate from the social norms and go toward something else. And Daniel was saying that people with higher IQs might leave their religion or leave Islam or something like that. So therefore, Daniel is right in this entire debate. There you go. In your face.
No. In your face, yes. No. Well, it doesn't work because, Andrew is comparing societies.
Yeah.
But you can't do that because, again, secularists and Christians are in the same societies. So it's a lot different in terms of comparison.
That's true. That doesn't mean, so just to add to that for a second here. So somebody with a higher IQ might go towards might be drawn towards certain ideas, might be drawn toward deviating from the social norms, might be drawn toward changing their political or religious beliefs and all that. That doesn't necessarily mean that those religious beliefs or political ideas are right or are good or are smarter or better. It just means that people who have average IQ tend to deviate from whatever they are in, for example, or have a more higher likelihood to do that. So tomorrow it could be that in an atheist society, somebody with a higher IQ deviates from the atheist society and becomes a Christian, for example.
Yeah.
And such.
Standard for judging Islam applies just as much to Christianity. And tomorrow, when you're debating the atheist, you'll have to concede that your Christian religion is associated or correlated with lower IQ. Therefore, atheism.
Except it's not. It is not.
Yeah. After the debate, I sent Andrew that study because I'm like, hey, any liberals, atheists bring this up, just show them the study. It's a weak and fickle phenomenon, according to that study. If when nations secularized, the low IQ people just start identifying as secular and atheists, and that lowers the mean IQ for atheists in that country. So yeah, it's not the same when you compare different civilizations, because you're comparing against secularists and Christians in the same country, and that changes the way you do it.
Alhamdulillah.
Or secularism is better for society because it raises IQ. So that's one point. Point number two, where in the Bible does it restrict cousin marriage?
Oh, God,
this, as you acknowledged, is a later papal decree. It was not a part of Jesus's teachings.
So this is incredibly stupid. This is just Daniel, after years of debating, has not been able to grasp and wrap his mind around how this works in other religions, including in Christianity. He thinks, okay, if you want to say something is bad, then you have to point into your scripture. You have to point at your scripture and tell me exactly where in the scripture it says that this is bad. That's not how it works. That's how Islam works, okay? That's how Islam is. Islam gives you the ultimate list of things that are bad and things that are good, and that's what you're supposed to abide by. And you can't go beyond that, really. Anything else that is not mentioned in the Quran or by Muhammad is considered neutral and then can be somehow interpreted in a religious sense. That's not really how Christianity works. In Christianity, you don't just have, this is good and this is bad and that's it. That's not how it works, man. You can identify as you go through life, where society advances, whether something is harmful or not, and therefore then conclude that something is indeed harmful because you have gathered enough evidence that that is harmful, and then abstain from doing it because it is harmful. So you don't have to have a biblical mandate for that. That's
exactly.
Islam,
Well
not
said.
Christianity.
Perfectly said. Yeah. Perfectly said.
Alhamdulillah.
Jesus didn't come out and say, hey, if you want to have a successful society.
In the audience, I do want to ask you to keep it down so we can hear the speaker.
Jesus didn't say, oh, hey, if you want success and you want to have a prosperous society, you shouldn't marry your cousin. Jesus never had this apparently essential Christian teaching that is the key to success on earth. That
Did anybody here claim that this is an essential and ultimate teaching for success? Did Andrew make that point? No.
Nope. He's not Daniel. Again, he's desperate. Again, this is raw, unfiltered response. He's caught totally off guard by this, so he probably just used some sort of AI to come up with some quick arguments. It was pretty bad. I don't think he knew what to do at this point. You can kind of tell he's kind of like, oh, let me just say whatever I possibly can.
So there are some people saying sola scriptura, but so here's the thing. I'm not sure why people are saying that, because sola scriptura doesn't imply any of that.
Yeah, even Protestants. I mean, I'm not talking about the lay people, but
did you just say
Protestants will say, even the Protestants, they will say that sola scriptura does not mean we only use scripture. They will say it's the only infallible authority. There are other authorities like church fathers, like different councils, but they will say it's the only infallible authority, or it's the only thing you would need to understand the faith. Indeed. Not that there aren't other authorities.
Indeed. Or that is at least what sola scriptura is meant to be. So
yeah.
Alhamdulillah.
That's your whole argument against Islam, and it's found nowhere in Jesus's teachings. It's found nowhere in the early church fathers' teachings. This is something that came later. And also, when it was decreed that cousin marriage is considered to be incest, it wasn't on the basis of IQ. This is something that you have adopted from who? From atheists, from secularists, from those who are doing.
I'm pretty sure that is false. Pretty sure that is false.
Well, what? What was the specific claim? Because cousin marriage was banned in like the 500s. It's like that's when the Catholic Church was starting to be like, yeah, no more of this. Like this is obviously not good. Let's start. And they went off because of like Leviticus 18:6, I believe, says do not like lay with your lay with your close relatives. So they included cousins in that.
Let's see.
That came later. And also, when it was decreed that cousin marriage is considered to be incest, it wasn't on the basis of IQ. This is something that you have adopted from who? From atheists, from secularists, from those who are doing secular science.
I'm pretty sure that came into existence long before the phenomenon of atheists started rising.
Yep. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's not hard to see that. I'm sure that many officials in the Catholic Church started seeing cousins produce children that were a little off, and they said, hey, maybe we shouldn't be doing this. Like, they were able to use science and reason and observation, that apparently the Muslims didn't have the same issue. I don't get it.
Okay, so the Catholic Church, specifically and explicitly, many, many centuries ago, apparently the Catholic Church is a bunch of atheists. So there you go.
Powerful stuff.
To discover these medical problems or IQ levels. So your entire standard for judging Islam is not a Christian standard, it's not a biblical standard, it's not an Orthodox Church standard. This is coming only from atheists, from atheistic science. Second of all, if IQ is such end-all be-all, Christian societies, if you bring up a country list of countries...
There again is a straw man. Did Andrew at any point claim that it is an end-all be-all? The IQ or cousin marriage? No, he didn't. He just merely pointed out that it is a big factor, that if you marry your cousins, you will cause big problems, degeneration, lowering the collective IQ. Nobody is claiming here that this is the absolute standard or anything.
By IQ, many Christian countries are on the bottom there. I don't know if you consider them to be true Christians because they're not white, but they're also at 80 IQ, 70 IQ.
This is how
look at Sub-Saharan Africa, look at Latin America, look at the Philippines. It's also comparable with Muslim countries. Do you consider them to be Christians or not? Also, go back to the Middle Ages. IQ was much lower in the Middle Ages.
Hang on.
This is how dumb Daniel is. He doesn't understand the point. Other things can lower or raise IQ, Daniel. Andrew never denied that or argued against that. He said cousin marriage does lower IQ. It does come from Islam. It is allowed and promoted by Islam. That will lower IQ. There are other variables that can increase and other variables that can lower. Some Christian countries do have lower IQs. It's not being caused by cousin marriage and therefore not being caused by Christianity. So but he can't think like that. He just thinks in absolutes because he doesn't understand how variables work, how multivariable studies would work. He just, oh, you say low IQ, bad. Well, other countries have low IQ. No, Andrew's argument was cousin marriage is a factor from Islam that lowers IQ, and that's why it makes worse societies. So he strawmanned Andrew the whole time.
I wonder where the Western Church, Orthodox churches ban. So Orthodox churches generally ban cousin marriage up to the fourth degree.
Yeah, they started banning like second cousins, third cousins, fourth cousins, not even that. And like the funny thing about this is
apparently they're all atheists, man. Sorry, what?
Yeah, the funny thing is Daniel should know this because he always cites Joseph Heinrich's book, The Weirdest People on Earth, and he points that out in the book that the Catholic Church was big on banning this. And Heinrich argues that's actually a reason that made the West so powerful.
Is in Christian societies. Why that has changed is because of the Flynn effect. IQ has increased globally over the world, across the world.
He has ChatGPT for that. He has ChatGPT for that. The Flynn effect is basically that as societies increase in, technology, food production, education, they're going to increase IQ. Yeah, Daniel, what do you think causes? Okay, it's a circle. It's actually like one of those like those snowballs that once it starts taking off, it'll just pick up. What do you think causes more technology? What do you think causes an increase in food production? People with higher IQs. So it's like a snowball thing. You have a little bit of food excess that can help increase IQ, but if you have an increased IQ, you can increase technologies, which gets you more food surplus, which increases IQ, which then increases more technology. It just starts snowballing. He doesn't get that. So he just blaming this on the Flynn effect shows you he doesn't understand the issue and he's not actually addressing it.
Let me see.
In the Middle Ages, in Christian societies. Why that has changed is because of the Flynn effect. IQ has increased globally over the world, across the world, because of the Flynn effect. So if you have a problem, again,
So it looks like he's reading that off the screen, and it's not something that he prepared beforehand because it wasn't relevant to his debate topic at all.
He Googled it. Ironic, he calls me Googling philosophy to insult me.
That's very, very interesting, Daniel. Can you please explain the situation here? Now, I don't have anything against that necessarily, but Muslims tend to always do this whole thing. Oh, are you Googling something? Are you Googling it? Oh, are you Googling it? Where did you get that from? Oh, Google. So what's happening here, Daniel? What's happening?
Why is he reading on a screen? Oh,
did you Google it, Daniel?
No, we didn't Google. Yes, ChatGPT. Haha.
Because he seems to read a verbatim quote off the screen here.
So. Globally over the world, across the world, because of the Flynn effect. IQ has increased globally over the world, across the world, because of the Flynn effect.
Oh, what an idiot. Daniel, why are you Googling it? Mr. Google. Hey, Google, what's happening here, Daniel?
I will say, I think Daniel did a great job demonstrating his arguments are low IQ, and obviously he wants to be on the low IQ side. So congratulations, Daniel, you achieved your goal.
GX, I wonder if Daniel will defend it by saying we don't need high IQ because we make a lot of kids and you don't.
Yeah, low IQ kids.
Jack, who's going to tell Muslim men that they have choices in marriage and you don't have to marry a cousin or a child? It's very difficult. It's very difficult to break that cycle, especially if you're a Pakistani. AXEXUX says, "Isn't Wilson just a raging anti-Semitic bigot? Look.
No,
he is not a supporter of Israel. Is he an anti-Semitic bigot? Does he hate Jews? No, he doesn't.
No, he said so. We talked to him last night there. He says, I don't really have anything against Jews. I just don't think we should support Israel. But I'm not.
He even made a joke about that right there. At least if we go into a Jewish home, they have basic things like they can figure out basic things, unlike the Muslims. So
yeah, no, he's not anti. I told him, like, people think you're Fuentes, and I keep telling them you're not. Like, you're not. But people see out of context clips and they assume you're just like him, and that's just a bunch of BS.
I talked to Andrew personally about this in private as well, and in public, and I don't believe for a second that he actually hates Jews or anything. So can't say the same thing about Muslims. Jack Ray gifted 20 Apostate Prophet memberships. So, hey, what's up, Jack Ray? Thank you for imprisoning 20 people into this cult. Fish Lobs would love to see more apostate music. Wondering when we can see more soon.
Yes, you got to make the song. You got to take what Daniel says here, then combine it with the old Black Eyed Peas song. Let's get retarded in here. Boom, that's genius right there.
Yeah. I had that idea when we were out driving after that night.
Let's get retarded in here. Let's get Islamic in here. Let's get retarded in here. Let's get Islamic in here. Woohoo!
Just yawn. Something entered, not the Lutzen. Good. Who is better for society, JC or Momo, ChatGPT? That's a good question. Those who practice cousin marriage in Western nations, even when adjusting for socioeconomic factors, are dumber as well. Powerful. Jorius lip taught, didn't they allow big migration to London? Yes. All I kept thinking while watching this debate is that Dan is an atheist now, right? Because he apparently believes that smart people don't believe in God. Yes. Yes. No, he actually does. To be fair, he doesn't think that being smart is something good. He thinks it's something bad. So.
Yeah. I'll give you the time markers where his brain breaks when you're ready. It's like at 105:42, I believe, and then 109:24. His brain breaks.
Ash says, pray for Daniel's IQ and pray for his cousin.
Oh, God.
Gabriel, do you know why X disabled automatic Hebrew translation? I don't know what happened there. People were like, X Hebrew translations. Don't know what happened there. Did X disable translations? I don't know what happened. I have no idea what's going on there. Now we know why Dawa uses ChatGPT's smooth brain.
Yeah.
A ball peen hammer. There is no law in Bible allowing cousin marriage. Prophets doing it is not an argument, not role models. Christianity can avoid it while Islam can't. Yeah, here's the issue with Islam. So Muhammad married his cousin.
Yeah.
If Muhammad does something, you cannot call it bad. That's it. That's it.
We could even concede that cousin marriage isn't necessarily immoral, but it's still like disgusting and gross, and it obviously leads to negative effects. Okay, you can't equate morality with the benefits or the negative side effects, because you could have either or kind of thing. So you could have something that's immoral, but but it's not necessarily good, and vice versa. You could have, like, for example, like, like you could say like eating like peanut butter on fish, or eating peanut. It's gross. It's not necessarily immoral, but you wouldn't normally do something like that, kind of stuff. So I mean, Daniel just kept equating morality and what's good for society. He didn't understand the difference.
You're sick if you eat that. You're sick. You're sick. All right. Le Pork Belge becoming a new member. Welcome to the cult. Buddy the Rabbit made a huge super chat of $100 and said, as a Protestant myself, Mike basically represented the sola scriptura position. The rigor we ought to have about discerning authorities and traditions are subject to what is our only infallible word from God. Still, a lack of catechism is a problem in the West. God bless you both.
Yes.
Thank you.
Totally agree, buddy. Totally agree.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And yeah, I often see, when I didn't know, I was confused myself when I saw people talk about it. But I often see how people kind of misrepresent the sola scriptura idea. But there are also some traditions among Protestants that have taken it a little bit further.
For sure. Yeah, like snake handlers and stuff. Yeah.
Alhamdulillah. Thank you, Buddy Rabbit. Jack Ray Daniel, we are low IQ and we're proud of that.
That's a soundbite we can combine. Yep.
All right, let's continue. Are you sleeping, or are you still here?
I'm still here. I got another good hour.
Look at the problem again with
all right.
lower IQ for the world across has changes because of the Flynn effect. IQ has increased globally over the world, across the world, because of the Flynn effect. So if you have a problem again with lower IQ, look at medieval or middle-age Christian societies. And also, here's another big problem. IQ is also linked with race. So if you want to prioritize high IQ, you should discourage interbreeding between races. Why should higher average IQ from Asians or whites or Jews or whatever race that has a higher average?
So here's the thing. You know why IQ is also associated with race? Because IQ is genetic, or mostly, or half, at least half, often considered mostly genetic. So here is the thing. IQ does shape and form a little bit in the early years. So you probably get less than half or half of it from nurture, from certain things that are done during your early years. But half or more of it is genetic. So there is no escaping most of what your IQ is going to be. So when you therefore, your brothers, for example, or your sisters, your siblings are more likely to have a similar IQ as you do. For example, there's a study of if I remember correctly, 2 children that are not biologically related, one is adopted, one is part of the family, have a significant IQ difference, whereas 2 children that are biological siblings but are brought up in completely different separate families are much more likely to have a similar IQ. It's just because it is genetic. It is immediately genetic. But it is also fed through nurturing. Now, if it is associated with race, because of course, these families, like larger families, form a society which form what we call, sometimes wrongly, a race. If that certain race, that certain society, that certain population advances and advances and advances and is exposed to elements that make their IQ higher over time, they are more likely to, over time, increase their collective IQ. That is how IQ relates to race. That can be changed by a race going to a different place or advancing and all that.
You know, the funny thing about that is white nationalists usually get excited about that. But the funny thing is the studies have also shown if you are racist, it correlates with lower IQ anyway. So like if you're like a white nationalist, you're like, oh, white people have higher IQ. You're very likely to have very low IQ, close to like, you know, the very people you're attacking. So it's just one of those ironic things. Like, don't be a racist because you're stupid, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. So it's not like, oh, if you're this race, that means you have a lower IQ.
Right.
If that race is lower. No, it is because there are different factors that contributed to that population having a lower IQ. And those factors can change over time. But one thing that is that will probably make your IQ not so good is Islam.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Alhamdulillah.
IQ, Christianity encourages or allows interbreeding between the races. That will result in a lower.
Actually, let me give an example that sounds a little bit offensive when we talk about it, but it is an example
this is a huge difference because this is like a couple points. It's negligible. It's not even noticeable between the races, especially when you're interbreeding. It is noticeable from the effects of cousin marriage, as Andrew has shown. So this is comparing like, you know, a mountain and a molehill.
But here's the thing. I want to give an example that sounds a little bit offensive and racist and all that, but it's a very good example because it's directly observed. And I learned this in a psychology course myself. It's based on multiple different studies. So Africa, sub-Saharan Africa, has a much lower IQ than Western nations, than Western white nations, and America, North America, for example. With the slave trade and the moving of a lot of people from Africa to America, what happened over time is that people with significantly lower IQs came across the ocean and started living in a Western nation where people have significantly higher IQs and started over time adapting to this higher IQ population, which is why you can observe that from the time that they went from Africa to North America, the IQ of Africans or African Americans has increased significantly, which is why now there is a huge difference between African American IQ and the IQ of those places that the African Americans generally are thought to have come from. So what that means is race itself doesn't determine IQ.
Yeah.
It is that race only determines it in terms of immediate genetics, but the environment contributes to your IQ and makes it higher or lower.
Yeah, it's more about populations and locations. If you're in like a low IQ area, I mean, that it will appear that though that race is correlated with IQ, but it's other factors. When when other groups that are low IQ move to high IQ places, they assimilate, and collectively the IQ raises. Race has very little to do with it, as research has shown.
That's true.
Or allows interbreeding between the races, that will result in a lower IQ. So you should be against that because that's going to, over time, lower the average IQ of society. So
it's not going to over time lower the IQ, dumbass.
Yeah, freaking idiot, man.
That should be something that you need to oppose to be consistent. Interracial marriage or interracial breeding should be contrary to your point or contrary to your position. Also, yeah, I mean, I'm just shocked that your entire argument about why Christianity is better than Islam is a cousin marriage argument. That's like shocking.
Totally caught you off guard.
So far against you. Cousin marriage argument. Your entire argument about why Christianity is better than Islam is a cousin marriage argument.
Yeah, for society. That's the argument.
Yeah, pretty based.
It's like shocking because it just works so far against you.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't at all.
If IQ is the end-all, be-all of...
Which he never claimed. That's a straw man. So.
Love Andrew's facial expressions during this. It's pretty awesome.
What makes a society good, then Christianity loses to atheism and secularism. Like
no, it actually doesn't. So.
It's closed. So like and many Christian societies are low IQ, as in the same way as certain Muslim countries. The thing about the difference between me and you is
most Muslim countries.
My values are based.
So Muslims on average have a much lower IQ than Christians. That's just
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The point is the variable of cousin marriage, which has been shown to decrease IQ, and Islam does cause and allow that.
Yeah. So even if we did establish that there are more Christians in this certain region of the world, and therefore those people actually tend to have a lower IQ, that still wouldn't make the point, because we have already established that scientifically cousin marriages lowers the IQ.
Yep.
Based on marriage, family, traditional values of that nature, not atheistic values of IQ and intelligence.
You get that, guys?
Atheistic values.
You have atheistic values of intelligence. We reject that in Islam. We don't want them atheistic values like intelligence and IQ. We like our societies simple.
We want to be stupid.
We want retarded societies. It's what Allah wants. Alhamdulillah.
Why do you want to be intelligent? It's better to be retarded. It's better to be retarded. What's wrong with you? Everybody should be retarded. Being retarded is better. Are you stupid? Why do you want to be intelligent?
We're going to jump into Andrew's rebuttal as well. The timer is set for you. 5 minutes, Andrew.
Here it goes.
Libtard value. Don't fuck your first cousin. Libtard. Let me just point out that Daniel Kikikachu didn't actually rebut any of my arguments. Not a single one. My argument was simple, and I'll repeat it here again. The argument is that your society has to rely on the benevolence of mind to exist because of your general IQ. You see, remember how I told you the 70 to 85 is basic jobs, practical skills, routine labor? That's most Muslim societies, sir. Doesn't matter if you point out 2 exceptions to the rule. Even in those societies in which Christians have a lower IQ, guess what you find? Their interbreeding rates are going down, and when you compare them to the same Arab population where they're inbreeding, that section of the population, the IQ is always lower. So what's my argument here? My argument is that Christian societies are better because they lower inbreeding, which collectively takes your IQ so far down the rabbit trail that you end up having to beg the higher IQ individuals for protection from them. You have to bank on their benevolence. Imagine this guy is banking on the benevolence of Christians who have a high enough IQ to basically eradicate all of the Middle East. There's nothing they can do about it. And they're banking on that benevolence while telling you all that you're immoral. You're immoral. This is not.
I mean, let's just deconceptualize this for a second. This is literally what's happening today. This is literally what's going on.
Yeah.
It's all, I mean, especially with the whole Israel thing, right? With the Israel Palestine conflict, they're begging every day now. They're begging the world, especially the Western world, to come in and do something. Can you please save us from these mean Jews, please?
We keep trying to eradicate them, and then they won't let us, and then they fire back. It's so mean.
Why won't they let us kill them? Can you please help us kill them? Because they won't allow us to kill them. We just want to kill the Jews, but they won't let us.
Wait, you got to keep playing because he makes that point coming up here.
Oh, actually, yeah.
An atheist argument, far and away. Well, the argument here is based around what it is that we're discussing. And what are we discussing? Which makes for better societies, right? Christianity or Islam? How can you claim you have better societies, sir, when half of your societies are so inbred, their IQs are like borderline retarded? How? How could this possibly be of benefit? And you know what they do when they go to other countries? They keep doing it. They keep doing it. Now he says, well, if you value IQ more than all other values, who said anything about that? The debate is not about that. It's about which makes for better societies. Now, which society would you rather live in? Would you rather live in a society of donkey pull cart, right? Donkey pull cart, because we're not smart enough to make car. We're not smart enough to even have infrastructure because we're at 70 IQ, 80 IQ, borderline retarded individuals. That's a society. Who's moving there? Who's moving? Nobody. They're all moving here. Why? Because they want the societies that Christians have. By the way, let me point a couple other things out. No, Christians are not stupid. Yes, their IQs are much higher, much, much higher. Even in non-white areas, they're much higher, sir, because
Exactly.
they don't inbreed. And it's very frowned upon. Go figure. And interestingly enough, let me just point this out, that Christians have a much smarter enemy. Much smarter enemy. You're right. They do have a high IQ. You need high IQ people to combat that with these values. Islam can make no inroads. They don't have the technology. They can't mount an invasion. They can't even make a fucking power plant, right? How are they going to do that? Daniel, what's your big plan? His big plan is to bank on the fact that there's enough suicidal empathy in the West to keep on importing Muslims. That's about it. Yep. That's it. That could be his only plan. These people can't make armies. That requires massive organization and mobilization. You think that these people could ever attack the West? That's a laughable prospect. He started with Zionism. He has 10 million Jews in his backyard. They can't do shit about it. Nothing. 1 billion versus 10 million. They can't do anything. They launched their entire missile payload. It does nothing because of the IQ difference in these regions.
Oh, that was... But just so everyone knows, when he said that, I looked around the room for AP. I couldn't see him because he was on the floor. He fell over from laughter. He couldn't even hold himself up. He was on the floor. That was like, it was so perfect. And man, he got him there. So bad.
That is true. When I heard him say that, I lost it completely. But I was laughing so hard that people started looking back at me. Just...
Dude, I mean, he's right. I mean, think about what just happened with Hezbollah and the pagers. Like these morons. This guy completely blown apart by the pagers. Like Hezbollah didn't think about this at all. They gave all these people pagers, and then boom, one day, and none of them thought maybe we should look at one of these to make sure there's no explode. No, nothing. Oh, got pager. Fine. Israel's not this stupid.
I gotta hear that again about Israel.
There's 10 million Jews in a laughable prospect. He started with Zionism. He has 10 million Jews in his backyard. They can't do shit about it. Nothing. 1 billion versus 10 million. They can't do anything. They launched their entire missile payload. It does nothing because of the IQ difference in these regions. The IQ difference is so wide that if they even tried to...
I mean, he is right, man. He is right. So in order to take down or even just make Israel stop fighting back, Hamas fired everything they had. They fired thousands of missiles on the day of the attack. They fired thousands of missiles after that. They kept firing and kept firing and kept firing. Hezbollah on the other side, from the north, kept firing and firing and firing. Other organizations joined in. Iran joined in. The Houthis, who are constantly high on some garbage, started shooting ballistic missiles. Nothing helps. They can't do anything. They're asking the entire Muslim world for help. And the entire Muslim world is outraged. And they're like, we have to stop Israel from fighting back. We have to do something. They can't do anything.
Yep. It's pretty bad for them right now.
And they have to ask and beg the West to help them somehow.
Mm-hmm.
Because they are retarded. That's that.
Well, pretty much that, yeah. Daniel's about to make the AI argument here. Like, I believe it makes it like 44 minutes in.
Missile payload, it does nothing because of the IQ difference in these regions. The IQ difference is so wide that if they even tried to collectivize, it would still be done, and they know it. And they can't collectivize anyway because it requires a high enough IQ to follow orders. Okay? So that's my argument. My argument basically is very simple. You have to have...
And I'm going to reveal some very disturbing things here, but according to the last data that was obtained on this stuff, the average IQ in Gaza is about 67.
Wow, that's horrible. Like, this is not something we want. But this is what Islam does to people. I don't want to hear about other humans with low IQ. That shouldn't happen. But this is what Islam does to people. Like, why do you think we're so against Islam and want to oppose this? This is one of the many reasons we just say over and over again, this is bad for humanity. Ditch this religion.
Whereas Israel is placed at somewhere between 92 and 99, considering that it has a 2 million Arab population.
Yeah.
And lots
you also
of
have to think
imported from different places.
The average, like IQ is a fluctuating metric. It's 100 is always average. If collective humanity's IQ goes up, what 100 will just be the average. It'll be like what it was 110 like 20 or 30 years ago. So the average is always 100. So that's important to keep in mind. But I mean, like if the collective IQ goes up, the average will go up. It will just appear as though it's still 100.
The average Ashkenazi Jewish IQ in Israel is somewhere above at least, so in a range of 105 to something. So you are dealing with such a huge disparity, man.
Yeah.
Over 100 versus 67. What the hell? It's basically superhumans against.
Man, Masada must have an easy job at the end of the day. I mean, honestly, I mean, I just picture it's like becomes like it's eventually just become an episode of Looney Tunes. Like some Assad agent is gonna put on a wig and like lipstick like Bugs Bunny and just go out and like light a cigar for them and it's gonna blow up, you know.
Man. A high enough IQ to have a society to begin with. Christians make it by lowering everywhere they go. You fucking your family members. My God. Back to you, Daniel.
With that, we have 60 minutes of open dialogue, though the open dialogue is broken into 90-second segments, just to be sure there's no interruptions. Daniel, we're ready for you for your first 90 seconds.
Sure. So he said that I didn't address his argument that Muslims rely on Christian benevolence because Christians have such high IQ that they could just technologically eliminate Muslims whenever they wanted.
Yeah, he didn't address it at all. Replace the woo-hoos in that song with that would be a banger.
Yeah. Or Allah, who Akbar.
Gabe Dominguez became a member. Welcome to the cult. GX in Judaism, incest is prohibited. Alhamdulillah. Metastep. Daniel is the definition of educated idiot. How is Wilson not an anti-Semite when he rejects Jewish indigenous rights? He's fine with the age group doing to them what's occurring in Sudan, says Ayik Jesus. I don't think he has anything against the existence of Israel, if that's what you're talking about.
Yeah.
What he is not for is support for Israel. He says it should be none of our business. That's his argument.
Yeah, that's his whole thing. He's not the anti-Semite. He's not a racist. He's not a white nationalist. He's against Islam. He's against Talmudic Judaism. But he doesn't, and it doesn't think we should support Israel. Doesn't think we should be against Israel.
That's true. Ash says W Magic Jew blood.
That magic Jew blood makes the IQ go up. You see.
Buddy the Rabbit, what's up, Buddy the Rabbit? Prots have a massive problem putting the fathers into their particular anachronism. This is wrong. They didn't have my liturgy. If I assume everyone in history did, there are no Christians until me. Anachronism is a problem. This is beautiful. And IP agrees with this 100%.
I guess so. Sure, whatever.
No, thank you, Buddy the Rabbit. Robert Michael says, I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed, but this debate has me wanting to move to the UAE. I'll be a genius. Well, here's the thing that rich Arab oil nations do. So what they do is they can't do anything by themselves. They can't produce anything. They can't really create anything. They don't really do anything. Their own population doesn't work. When they work, their work is like crap. So they spend all their newfound wealth, their newfound money to hire workers from the West to come and work for them, or to hire workers from India to come and work for them, for example. Two very nice sources. In the UAE, it's very much from India. In other countries, in oil-rich countries, they hire a lot of Western people, or even Filipinos and others that come over, because everybody's smarter than them, that come over and do all the work that they themselves cannot do.
Yeah,
and that's how they get things done nowadays.
Yeah.
Powerful. Ash, please tell me Andrew handed Dan a pager at the end.
Hold on to this.
What? Yeah. Joris, you reckon average IQ is lower due to the light beatings?
Oh,
No, that might contribute to it.
yeah. If you want to get Daniel's brain breaking, you should go to like 105.42, because that's when they've been going back and forth for a while, and Daniel is trying to get out of this, and Andrew keeps pressing him. So eventually, he just makes Daniel bite the bullet and go, "Yeah, I like the stupid people. I want low IQ," and that happens at around 105.42 is what I wrote down.
Let's see. Let me write this down here quickly. 43 something. All right.
Society to build civilization and to be functional. But this is disproven by your own religious history. This is disproven by all of Christendom prior to 1800 or even 1900, the 1900s actually. So just like Christians could have civilization for 1900 years, Muslims have also had their civilizations that were also thriving, that also had conquest, that also had art, literature, poetry, all kinds of beautiful things that we as human beings value. It's not just IQ. You're taking this atheistic argument, which is baffling to me. Why you as a Christian would have this kind of IQ fetishism? You're not a white nationalist. IQ is not the end all be all of human existence. I am happy, I'm fine with having a 90 average IQ country that abides by traditional values, that abides by whether they be Christian or Muslim. I actually prefer the low IQ Christian countries that value marriage. They don't have degeneracy. They don't have prostitution. I value those Christian countries even when they have a lower IQ, a 90 IQ, an 80 IQ. That's they're living beautiful lives. Yeah, you can make fun of them. Oh, they have donkeys pulling their carts. You can laugh, but they're living beautiful lives as Christians or as Muslims or any other religious group.
Wait.
Well, I guess ignorance really is bliss.
Oh, come on. That was a neat
Slapping your dress. So look, let's point this out.
Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Andrew Wilson is one of the Christians' top debaters, and this right there is why. Perfect.
Oh my gosh, I have to see that perfect. I have to see that again. I lost it here during the debate. Everybody lost it.
Yeah. Listen,
they have
this is Daniel Akikachu we're talking about. No sympathy for the leading proponent of sexual slavery and child marriage. He deserves every bit of this humiliation he is getting.
Man.
Christian countries, even when they have a lower IQ, a 90 IQ, an 80 IQ, that's they're living beautiful lives. Yeah, you can make fun of them. Oh, they have donkeys pulling their carts. You can laugh, but they're living beautiful lives as Christians or as Muslims or any other religious group.
Well, I guess ignorance really is bliss.
Oh, go on. That was a neat
slapping your dress. So look, let's point this out. Let's point this out. Let's point this out. Right? We just want to look. We haven't gotten personal with each other. We can go the rest of the debate. We both got a jab in. All right, that's fair. So here's the thing, though. Right? This is still.
You gotta keep going, because this is where he goes. He makes the line about them not thinking about it.
Not a refutation of my argument. The historical standard is Christians had lower IQs back in the day. Yeah, and they didn't build modern civilization back in the day. Modern civilization requires professional middle management, 100 to 115 IQ, right? 85 to 100 for skilled labor. what they're talking about is just basic day laborers. These people are very low IQ. And by the way, we can even make the claim that they're really choosing Islam anyway. They can't really think about it that hard, right? So the question becomes, right, as we're kind of
He just threw that in there, man. Wow.
This is beautiful, man. He steamrolled Daniel on this. I mean, steamrolled him. I have no sympathy.
They can't really think about it.
I mean, you got to think about Daniel's argument here. He's literally saying it's better to be low IQ. So I'm glad he successfully demonstrated that his arguments are retarded and that he's on the retarded side. I'm sure he should be proud of himself. If low IQ is better, he should want his arguments to be low IQ. I don't see why that wouldn't follow from the premises. So I don't know. I think Daniel was. I think both debaters won. Andrew won the debate, and Daniel successfully demonstrated that he is a part of the low IQ side, which means
he wins because that's what he likes. So,
IQ makes people atheists, and we need lower IQ. Therefore, I want to be lower IQ. Daniel Akikachu.
Right. So the question becomes, right, as we're kind of diving into this, I just want to point out one more time. The argument is around a singular Christian principle. The singular Christian principle is that we're not allowed to marry our first cousins. That's in our ecclesiology. And I don't care if you're a Protestant, right? Almost no Protestants do this, right? No Catholics do this. Orthodox, this is forbidden as well. It's not that you couldn't find some sect somewhere, some small society somewhere which practices it. I'm sure that that's the case, but by and large and overwhelmingly, it's not. With Islam, the opposite's true. By and large and overwhelmingly, they do. So we're basing this on a singular principle, which is Christian, and that's what I want a reputation for. Why is marrying your first cousin for the purpose of building low IQ societies better than not doing that?
Go ahead, Daniel. Again, it's not a causal relation. Islam doesn't mandate marrying your cousin. It's not like we're saying we want to keep IQ low.
That's not what anybody claims, dumbass. This is apparently what happens in the world, and why does it happen?
AP, give him a little slack. He can't really think hard about it. I mean, okay, come on. He's doing his best up there. Look at the screenshot you got right there, right now. It sums up the debate right there.
Oh, I gotta take this.
It's perfect. Look at that screen.
All right, I had to squeeze it.
Oh man, look at that! Wow, perfect. Really. There we go, straw manning Andrew again. And like just God has like, yes, he is. Let me stop you right on the perfect screenshot to show you that.
I took a screenshot.
So marry your cousin. You keep getting the causal chain wrong about this. The second point that I want you to address is that when we look at IQ increasing, that is associated with more atheism. It is directly correlated with higher levels of atheism. The higher the IQ goes, the more people become atheists. This is a bad thing. I would assume that Christians would agree more atheism is a bad thing. I think that, yes, modern society is not all it's cracked up to be. I don't know if you guys have been looking around, but it looks...
No, I don't want a single Muslim come here and talk about intelligence.
Nope. Never again.
Pikachu saying that being intelligent is bad.
Yeah, because he thinks being more intelligent will make you an atheist, will make you support transhumanism. That is so dumb. And Andrew rightly points out in this debate, he rightly points out that no, that is just a correlation. There's no causal factor there. Higher intelligence does not cause atheism. Daniel's the one who's complaining, you're not making a good causal connection here, when he actually did. And he's the one who fails to make an actual causal argument here. It's so dumb. Well said.
Thank you.
Seem like I've felt, at least myself, that over the past 5 years especially, first with the pandemic and now everything that's happening in the world where World War III is about to break out, I think the modern world is a dystopia. I am waiting for, nuclear holocaust to destroy us all. I don't believe in this absolute value of modern society. And therefore, I don't agree with your premise that high IQ is something valuable in and of itself. There are many things to point out being wrong or bad
stop right there. He
with
just
high
said,
IQ.
I don't agree. High IQ is valuable in and of itself. Okay. Notice what he's saying here. Okay. It's not valuable in and of itself. So he just thinks it's bad altogether. Like, it's just bad to be smart and intelligent. Like, no, like, I thought earlier he was arguing it's bad because atheists have high IQ, so it'd be bad because of that relationship. And now he's actually arguing that it's not valuable in and of itself. That is absurdly stupid.
He just contradicted himself within just 1 minute, basically. Yeah. So he was pointing out actually that it is bad to have higher IQ, and now he's saying that it's just not great in and of itself.
Yeah.
So
this
what is it now?
Broke his brain.
Yeah,
he broke his brain. Oh wait, you got to play it. He's about to say something pretty stupid here.
Oh my god!
It gets worse. He's about to say some more stupid stuff here.
Again, I prefer to turn the clock back 200 years, where Christians had these traditional Christian societies. Muslims had traditional Muslim societies. Yeah, you didn't have a laptop. You didn't have internet. You didn't have cars. But guess what? You didn't have to worry about your wife having to, being in college and sleeping with every frat boy in the university, and you don't even know her history because of feminism. You have like LGBT degeneracy. You have,
dude, what the hell, man? I mean, if you're worried about your wife sleeping around in college and doing all kinds of weird things, I mean, there's a simple solution to that, which is just choose your life and your marriages and your relationships and whatever you do accordingly, right?
Yeah, having a high IQ might help with that, I guess. But notice what he said. I want to go back 200 years. That's the new slogan he should put up. Islam. We want to go back 200 years. He's like, yeah, you don't have cars or cell phones, but you also don't have polio vaccines, Daniel. Like, what is wrong with you? Like, you really want to go back 200 years?
So this is so retarded. We say this that it's just all about control, the whole hijab system. Not to be confused with Muhammad hijab's system of arranging hotel wives and all that. But so the whole system of putting hijabs on women and putting them into the house and forbidding them from going out by themselves and all that kind of stuff. So we point out that this is about control, and it is indeed about control, especially to this guy here. This guy here is very, very much concerned about his wife just going and doing things on her own. He's very concerned about his wife going and betraying him and having a relationship and having sex with somebody else. He's very, very concerned about this. He's very scared about this. So he has to cover his wife up and put her in a closet and put her into his home and not let her out. He's very, very scared of this kind of stuff. Very terrified. He's very, very terrified. Dude, what kind of life is this, man?
Man, it's wild stuff. Wild stuff.
And it's a life of somebody who was retarded, I guess. I don't know.
Elderly who are being shipped off.
What?
No, you're good.
Yeah. Off to old folks' homes because there's not a strong family unit to take care of our own elderly. Children are being shipped off to daycares because there's not a strong family, strong marriage, mom at home with traditional roles to take care of the children. I prefer the low IQ. I prefer the low technology society.
Switch over. Andrew, 90 seconds.
Can I just...
I prefer the low IQ. This is the moment, man. What is this? 110 something. This is the soundbite here.
I'm at home with traditional roles to take care of the children. I prefer the low IQ. I prefer the low technology society.
I love how Andrew's just laughing.
Man, he broke his brain. Imagine coming to a debate and arguing, I want people to be dumber. It would be so much better. Islam makes people dumber. This is why we are better.
I want to be retarded. We should all be retarded. It's better to be retarded. Being retarded is the better thing. I love being retarded.
I prefer the low-tech traditional roles to take care of the children.
90
I prefer
seconds.
the low IQ. I prefer the low technology society.
You have to switch it over.
Andrew's having so much fun. It's
Oh my God, did he ever? He had a freaking field day. Oh, at 129.45, there's a great soundbite you can use as well, where I think Daniel says, yeah, I might be stupid.
A low IQ. I prefer mom at home with traditional roles to take care of the children.
90
I prefer
seconds.
the low IQ. I prefer the low technology society.
You have to switch it over.
Lonely, strong marriage, mom at home with traditional roles to take care of the children.
90
I prefer
seconds.
the low IQ. I prefer the low technology society.
You have to switch it over. Andrew.
all right. Which made sense?
Yo, the great soundbite, 129.45. I think that's where Daniel says something about being stupid. Like,
Wait, I wanted to quickly listen to his response.
90 seconds.
yeah,
Can
it's
I just
great.
point this out? That none of those degenerate things that he just pointed out, which I agree with him, are the cause of IQ. I think you're having the problem with the causal link, sir. Let's point this out.
All right. 129.
Yeah, 129.45 is a great soundbite of Daniel.
Is the answer to your question. In other ways, I find value
Come on,
in
dude, just answer the question.
that is the answer to your question.
Oh wait,
To,
no, back up like a minute. Back up,
Worshiping
'cause
God.
this is where Andrew tries to get him to actually he really tries to press him on this because he wants an actual answer, and of course Daniel just doesn't understand.
And even if it's true that right now YouTube and these oligarchs can deplatform me tomorrow, and that is true, that me having a lower IQ is going to be somehow help me in that situation. That's my question. How is it that having lower collective IQs would help us against transhumanists, Daniel?
So the answer to my question has been this whole time that there are other values. So yeah, I might be stupid. I might be lower IQ than someone else, but I enjoy my life in other ways. I find value in,
dude, just answer the question.
that is the answer to your
There-
question. To
there is your
worshiping
soundbite.
God, going and spending time with my family, having a wife.
Thank you, Daniel. We all agree. Thank you.
Might
No.
be stupid.
Just-
I might
I might be stupid.
be lower IQ than someone else. Values. So yeah, I might be stupid. I might be lower IQ than someone else, but I enjoy my life in other ways. I find value in,
dude, just answer the question.
that is the answer to your question. To worshiping God, going and spending time with my family, having a wife who loves me. I don't have to worry about her cheating on me or having this long history at college or whatever. Having children that actually respect me and who will take care of me in my old
How does
age.
a high IQ preclude you from that?
Because it leads to atheism.
No, so
There it
It's
is.
related with atheism.
He literally thinks in his low IQ brain that having high IQ just makes you an atheist. Okay, no, it doesn't, Daniel. Andrew pointed this out to you multiple times. There is no research that shows having IQ causes atheism. How dumb are you? But notice the really dumb thing. Andrew asked him a very simple question. If we have a very smart enemy, atheist, transhumanist, okay, how is having a lower IQ going to help us fight them? And Daniel's dumb response is, well, there are other values like loving your wife and having kids and from your cousin, and those are great values to have, and those will help you fight the atheists. Like, what?
If I just love my wife, then I will defeat the enemies. If I don't have to be smart.
He broke Daniel's brain. I'm going to keep saying that over and again because you can clearly see it. He has no idea how to respond to this.
So here, let me show you the circle. Hang on, let me just show you the circular argument.
I'm making an independent argument.
Yeah,
for
I know,
why
but let me show you the
these values are
circularity.
important.
Can I show you the circularity here? So
Okay,
your
sorry.
circularity of your argument is like this. Having a lower IQ for me somehow means what? That I'm going to suddenly have better ethics? I'm going to suddenly be a better person? I'm going to suddenly be more benevolent?
Yeah,
You
there's a
haven't,
correlation,
hang on, you haven't demonstrated that that's the case. And by the way, I would argue, in fact, Christian ethics are so overwhelmingly good that secularists who have no ethical system borrow ours.
Exactly.
And so the thing is like, look,
Correct.
ultimately, You haven't made an argument. The circularity of your argument is just this. Look, you need to have a lower IQ. Well, how does that help our people group defend itself if we do? Well, it doesn't, but there's other values more important. Okay, does a higher IQ preclude you from that? Answer, no.
Boom,
no.
There it is.
So that's the problem with the circularity, dude.
He doesn't get it.
Yeah, you can have a high IQ and Christian values. Like Daniel thinks, and he said it flat out, higher IQ makes you an atheist.
Man.
If he thinks that, why not be an atheist? Because obviously the smart people believe in atheism, so maybe that's the true worldview. Like, how is this working in his brain? I'm trying to just understand how the wheels are turning, even though the hamster is dead. Like, how is that working? Because if he thinks, oh, the smart people are atheists, but I have the truth and all the evidence that Islam is true, like, why don't the smart people believe in it, Daniel? And of course, we don't think that because I looked into the research. I did a video, Are Atheists Smarter? It's like that, or it's like Are Atheists More Intelligent? One of those two titles. And that's just not what it shows. It doesn't show that like higher IQ leads to atheism. Again, it's about population demographics and where the mean is for different populations and how low IQ people tend to identify and how that shifts with changes in culture. He doesn't understand this research because he hasn't read it.
Very nice. Very nice.
Wild stuff, man. This is wild stuff.
Very nice.
That I'd actually like an answer to. And then, to be fair, because this wasn't a back and forth, I'm willing to answer yours directly too.
Well, excuse me, sorry. Can I get water, James, actually? I can't really, my throat is pretty dry here. So there is like a negative correlation between IQ and religiosity. There is
all right. Anything else?
Nope. I think we have just seen, if Muslims still defend Daniel after this, you guys have nothing. You guys, if you defend his arguments here, you have admitted defeat on so many levels. The smartest thing the Muslim community can do now is to throw Daniel under the bus and force him to retire. If they don't, and they keep putting him up here as one of their top debaters and apologists, you've lost everything. What do you have at this point? You got nothing.
There was a moment I wonder when that was where Daniel wanted to switch the topic to race again, and then Andrew was like, yeah, race has an impact. You know what also does? Effing your cousin. That was a very good moment, but I have no idea. No,
I think let me look for it.
What in the hell is?
Which race actually has a representative that controls every member of Congress, like a handler, like an AIPAC handler? What race are the AIPAC handlers that are controlling Congress? What race are they?
What the hell, man? How does he find a way to, in every single debate, sneak Jews into it, man?
Man, the Jews live rent-free in their heads, man. I'll tell you. I think you want to go to like 56 minutes and you'll find where Andrew does that thing you mentioned.
He's pulling. So apparently their Christianity and their lack of cousin marriage is not helping them. So this is a really bizarre argument, and all of you can laugh and chuckle it and laugh it up, but it doesn't change how stupid this argument is. If you have,
but Daniel, if he has a stupid argument, that's good.
End all be all of civilization and the end all be all of progress, then why is the West going in a nosedive? All the things, Andrew, that you brilliantly, beautifully criticize about the West, the LGBTQ, the lack of marriage, that's happening in these non-cousin marriage countries. So clearly having the highest IQ, so clearly IQ is not the end all be all.
Switch it over.
Let's take a look at the first straw man. Did I ever say IQ is the end all be all? No, of course not. Straw man still hasn't told us how Muslims build better civilizations when they produce 70 to 85 IQ individuals who are basically only suited for basic jobs. Okay, he still hasn't told us that. He can't. He can't tell you. He can't tell you that these are better civilizations. The reason that he can't is because they're not. They're clearly not. And the thing that's really funny about this is, like, let's just grant it. Let's just grant that, just for a second, we'll just grant Daniel's argument. We'll just pretend, well, you know, it's okay to have a bunch of 80 IQ people who can't seem to get past primitive technology and are just day laborers. But you know what? We don't do anything degenerate. Fucking your cousin's degenerate, Daniel. That's degenerate. Yeah, maybe you don't have hookers and OnlyFans girls, but fucking your first cousin is degenerate. So by the way, and let me just point this
According
out.
to
This
what?
is
That's what he says.
Really important to point out. He has not made an argument about how they produce a better civilization. Only I have. My argument is simple and still stands unopposed. Where Christianity goes, incest decreases based on canon law. Where Islam goes, incest increases based on their canon law. Therefore, where Christians go, society gets better. Where Islam goes, it gets worse. An argument would sure be swell.
90 seconds, we'll switch it to Daniel.
I gave a argument that you failed to respond to. I said that Islam, when we look at the statistics, when we look at all these countries on these metrics of marriage, birth rate, household size, belief in God, conviction in God, I thought we were believing.
All right, man. All right. Enough of this. Anything else?
Oh man, that was, again, Muslims, look at the situation you're in. Okay. Your only recourse is to throw Daniel under the bus. I mean, admit Andrew cooked him, admit he messed up, admit he actually argued it's better to be stupid, and that is dumb. And the funny thing is, you heard him call Andrew's argument stupid. So I mean, by his own logic, he said it was a great argument. I mean, this is what we're dealing with.
That makes sense. Brez G, let's play Fortnite IP.
Never played it.
Jack Ray, combine the miracle of 19 with 67 IQ and you get the 1967 war where Islam lost. Hey, that's a good point. Kiara reads, what's up, Kiara? Ridvan, just wanted to say hi. I'm proud of the work you're doing in IP. Thank you so much for all the effort and research you do. May God bless you both. Thank you. I appreciate that. I remember you, and I'm glad and happy to see you here still. Rick Newton, what's up, Rick? Go back 200 years because no internet, no dilemma.
That's it. This is the only way to stop the Islamic dilemma. We must go back 200 years.
Recycle Bin Laden, Islamic degeneracy is no better than secular al-Zud. Yep. Clips says, Andrew's argument was that Islam turns people into the equivalent of yeast with the level of inbreeding. All Daniel did was prove him correct throughout the debate.
Sure did, man.
Dr. Bales, Alhamdulillah, I can count a potato. Giovanni Garcia, bro, definitely took the short bus to the debate. E&M Creations. This debate put a whole new meaning to the quote, but the people are retarded. This is true.
What is that from?
But the people are retarded.
It is a clip from Osho. You know about Osho? Do you know about Osho?
Nope.
Here's Osho. Let me show you Osho. How can you not know Osho, man? What's wrong with you?
I don't know, man. I've heard it, but I forget what it's from.
Because democracy basically means government by the people, of the people, for the people. But the people are retarded. So let us say, government by the retarded, for the retarded, of the retarded.
That last gap kills me, man. Wait, how is it when it's on 2 times speed. Okay, let's see.
Because democracy basically means government by the people.
Now he just sounds like every Indian person. All right, Valencia Gabe. I hope this helps lead to the end of people trying to white knight Islam. This is what you're trying to defend. Wake up.
Yeah, I hope
Indeed.
so. Yep.
Ashmate, as long as my wife doesn't show her forehead to other men, I don't need indoor plumbing or modern medicine. Kikachu, wow. Matthew Langley, weren't early Christians called atheists? I keep thinking of that when Daniel goes on about Christianity adopting things from atheism so early.
Yes, it's true. The Romans did call them that.
That's true. I like my woman's IQ like her age low.
Daniel. Dude, man, the memes that are coming out of this. Someone needs to make a meme of Daniel with that quote right there.
Isa, why is Dan obsessed with race? Isa, what's up? How you doing, man? It was good to see you at the
Yeah,
conference.
it's good to see Isa. I didn't get a lot of time to talk to Isa. I was talking to so many different people, but I wish I could talk to Isa more. I actually wanted to talk to him, but yeah, I don't know what happened.
What a space case indeed. Wally says you can't be in favor of family values and support child marriage, polygamy, concubinage, and cousin marriage. All of these things harm family and marriage. I feel like this point needs to be emphasized. Yeah, but you can't. The issue is, here is the problem. And IP knows this as well. Mike knows this as well. Here's the problem. You can make a logical argument and make a case as much as you want. You can beat it to death. You can explain every single aspect of it. You can't get through Muslims with it because Muslims have a problem. It's not that they're retarded, at least not only. It is that there is Muhammad at play. Muhammad married a child. Muhammad took concubines. Muhammad married his cousin. You cannot convince Daniel Hikikichu and other traditionalist Muslims that what Muhammad did is wrong. Therefore, you have to have them change their minds and their entire system at first, or leave their religion at first. You can't really argue.
Yeah, it's pretty messed up. Gotta get them out of that religion. That's the problem. Islam is the problem. Get out of that. Listen, here's a message to all the Muslims out there. Listen, we're not saying you're dumb. We're saying Islam is the problem. You leave Islam, you come over to our side. We will raise your collective IQ. So, like, come to the smart side, baby.
Ooh. Riff Barker says Cam Higby, when arguing that Islam isn't compatible to the USA and quoted hadiths, Muslims would say, did you Google it? Aisha was 19, they would say, and Cam called them out for referencing a Medium article. Ah, it's funny.
Wait, so what? Muslims?
They Google it.
Oh, Cam Higgy. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Handy Tool Boy, Islamic incest dilemma.
Gross.
This is the Islamic incest dilemma.
Man,
You're muted. What's happening?
What? No, I shouldn't be muted. Can you hear me?
Yeah, now I hear you.
All right. Yeah, I just don't get it, man. I have never once looked at cousins and been like never. Like, I don't understand how so many people were like, your first cousin is now growing up. You know what to do. Go get him, son. Like, ugh, like, what is wrong with you people? Like, don't.
Well, to be fair, it usually doesn't work that way. It usually works like, hey, you're ready to get married and you're going to marry your cousin. It's not really up to you to make the move.
It kind of is, because I don't know if I could perform the act.
You have to.
No.
You have to.
Oh, God.
You'll do it. Is the Islamic dilemma my kid, cousin? Oh, my God. Steve Sinide, AP, when you were in Israel, did you meet many Arab Protestants? If so, what denominations? I heard lots of Mormons there. I didn't meet many Protestant Arabs. Maybe one or two. No, actually, we did go to. I actually did meet a few, but I didn't talk about religion or anything with them. So, yeah, didn't see any Mormons. Satinity. Jason Allen, Nabi Asli Al Zud video dropped this morning. I gotta check that out. All right, man. Anything else, Mike?
Nah, what are you doing? Coming up to us in Boston? You gonna hide?
I have much stuff to do. I'm moving right now.
Dang it. That's so lame of you. All right, yep, hanging out in Boston, ETS. And then we have the Sound Faith Conference for everyone. This week I'll be giving evidence on the Exodus. So if anybody wants around the Boston area wants to look up Sound Faith 2025, you can come see us speak up here. So come on out.
I'm moving right now, changing my home situation, so busy with that. Can't go anywhere, can't do anything. That's currently happening. So alhamdulillah.
Pretty awful.
Pretty
oh well.
Pretty awesome.
I don't know.
Will it be live streamed? Said Magdalena of Valencia. Yes, I will be live streaming my moving. Yeah. No, it's about the conference. Will it be live streamed?
No, just come up here, man. You got it.
Huh. It's cool. All right, man. All right, man. Wait. Dose of Truth messaged me. I'm not gonna play the clip now, but Dose of Truth says, "Say a hi to IP."
Hi,
Dose of Truth. It was nice to meet him in somewhere in the UK, in Kenilworth in the UK, in June. That's probably where you met him.
Huh. Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah,
awesome.
It's good to see him.
Awesome.
Forgot who that was for a minute. Yeah.
Dose of Truth is a good dude.
Oh yeah, for sure.
All right, man. Thanks everybody for watching, and we shall be back soon, inshallah. Until then, as always, I don't know where my goat is. Oh, it's right here. Hey, it's right here.
I thought you were gonna do the stay away from Islam thing.
Okay. And here.
Stay away from Islam.